And Ryan, how you doing, mate? Glad you could make it. Brett here at the start, mate. Respect. You're generous of you. Jamie, how you doing, mate? Vlad, even Vlad's in here early on. Andrew, Luca. Nice. Chris keeping busy. Good, mate. Keeping busy. Brady, how you doing? I know, Brett, mate. I know. Brett, you've been traveling around, well, I mean the world really, but doing your shoots. You home now? Back at base. Hope your shoot here with Jordan was good. Those of you who don't know, Brett and I have been chatting backwards and forwards for many years on here. I met up with him when I was in LA and stuff years ago, like a million years ago now, and he for some reason brought over a bag of flaming hot Cheetos because they're banned in the UK for how toxic and how bad they are for you. They're literally illegal in the UK. Take from that what you will. So we banned guns and flaming hot Cheetos. So for some reason, Brett managed to bring a pack all the way across the globe, and he just left them with some random model here in the UK for me to come and work with. So she keeps sending me threatening photos of her threatening to eat my bag of flaming hot Cheetos. 2.5 months, Brett. You should have told me that. I was looking forward to eating those. 2.5 months. I'm sure flaming hot Cheetos don't go off. Let's be honest. Come on, let's be real, right? Foods are weird, right? Like I was in. I think we drove to Norway 1 year, a million years ago for New Year's Eve or something like that. We had to smuggling a crate of Red Bull over the border. Like Red Bull was illegal in Norway. It's like, okay, foods are weird like that, right? Creamer as well. Like that's a big one. I love. Call me a heathen, but that is my guilty pleasure. I have creamer in coffee. Again, like coffee, mate. Can't get it here. Illegal. Like. It's weird. Bring him a Kinder Surprise. Well, Kinder Surprise are banned in the US. Really? Well, because of the small parts, I suppose. That's nuts. I guess it is. Wait, I'm smuggling those bad boys in. Make a killing. Like it. Good thinking, Vlad. You see, Vlad's got all the angles, man. You got to worry about that one. That guy. He's got all the angles. Anybody new in chat? I recognise a lot of these names. I love seeing the OGs in here. It's great if you are new. Like Brad Pitt says, if this is your first night, you got to submit an image and say hi. I need to work on that delivery, but if it's your first night, say hi. Just got back. Brett, international man of mystery, just cruising the globe. Times must be tough, mate. Must be tough. Let's see what we got here. Could be astronaut food. I mean, it is crushed thin enough to be astronaut food, Brett. Yeah, I think it does need to be rehydrated from the images that I'm being sent from Jordan. Yeah. Flaming hot Cheetos were likely to survive the nuclear war / AI takeover. It's true, man. Yeah, it's as if they are not going to go out of date. You're right. Yeah. Red Bull is legal in Norway. Oh, I'd love to know the story behind that. I bet there was some money changing hands for that one. Well, there goes my retirement plan, Kai. I had big dreams for Norway, but on the black market, I was about to make my millions. I mean, it's still better than food at the rodeo. They offer deep fried sticks of butter. What? That is, mate. That I want to print out and frame that comment, Chris. That is quite possibly the most American thing I've ever heard. those of you watching the VoD on YouTube, Chris says, I mean, they're still better than food at the rodeo. They offer deep fried sticks of butter. Are you kidding me? What? Brett Bond. That's it, Brett. I like from now on. Yeah, we don't talk about it, Brady. Yeah, that's it. You know, sending deep fried Mars bars. See, like, I have actually never had a deep fried Mars. Oh, have I? Maybe, I don't think I have. Yeah, I don't think I have. But yeah, the deep fried Mars bar is an acquired taste, I assume. Yeah. Texans don't say, look, no comment. The Scotch are pretty crazy themselves, so you know, we've all got our miscreants, mate. We've all got Thai Red Bull is still like, Jesus, man. We are getting into the weeds now. You know what? I was going to bring up one. Never got around to it, but on one of these streams, I kept meaning to bring up. There's this Twitter thread like called Scran, I think, and I'm not a sports ball guy, so this is all news to me. But apparently there's like food that you buy at like sporting events or something like that is reasonably priced, but like really good. So right, I'll have to dig it out and bring it up next time, because some of the food on there is nuts. It's like stuff that you would just like hold and you could eat in your hand, right? Sports game food. I mean, it's no battered butter, but still, yeah. There's a Twitter thread called Scran, I think. Yeah, like all the footballers in there sharing whatever it is that they eat. But yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. See, Vlad is. Even Vlad is sus of that one. That's when you know you've crossed the line, when even Vlad is like, I don't know. What? It's nuts. Right, I don't know how we got onto this topic. I blame Brett Bond for that. But yeah, if you're new here and still here, well done. But yeah, every couple of weeks we do a live stream where we talk about a topic, not usually fried foods from America or illegal foods, but yeah, usually discuss a topic for an hour, and then we go through and look at your images that you've submitted for feedback. And yeah. Oh, I should check it. I thought the microphone had muted then, but yeah, we're good. Okay. So yeah, yesterday posted an image. This image here in the share shoot, and people just submit their images. Absolutely incredible images. Once again, don't be put off by the incredible caliber of work being shared here. It's, you know, we're all friends here. It's all good. So yeah, share an image, and then yeah, we'll bring it up later on, have a chat, maybe pull it into Photoshop, play around with it a little bit. But yeah, just pretty casual, pretty chill. And yeah, so tonight I want to talk about Lightroom presets, and you know, do we use them? Should you use them? Why would you use them? Let's have a quick look, because I want to get past the matrix there a second. So yeah, so last Friday asked you guys in this image here, like, Lightroom presets, do you use them, and why do you use them? Which ones do you use? If you don't use them, why not? All that sort of stuff. And look, you guys absolutely delivered the content. And this is like, you know, I'm always umming and ahhing about Facebook, and there's always a ton of negative comments around, you know, Facebook, and for various valid reasons. But like, this is still one thing that Facebook is absolutely excellent at, and that is actually having an educated discussion amongst adults, right? Without it just all devolving into emojis and all that sort of stuff. We can actually share ideas and talk about stuff. I mean, which you can't really do that on Instagram, especially with the amount of images and links and all that sort of stuff. So look, Facebook has its faults, but I absolutely love it for its ability for us to be able to do this sort of thing, which is great. Okay, so old as I am, is still the core reason as to why I use it. So yeah, you guys came through. We got some ideas here. We can go through some of those in a bit. Dave, how you doing, mate? Appreciate you late, but just sit down quietly at the back, and you're all good. Hey, no worries, Kai. Yeah, it's not Facebook in general. It's the nice community you've created around you. That could be it. That could be it. You are rather good. Yeah, I will give you that one, Vlad. Right, so let's get onto that in a second. Let's have a quick little update on what's been going on, any bits and pieces that have been happening. So I've had a bit of a mad few weeks, but the last couple of weeks have been quiet. I've done some online training with people, but for the most part, I've just had my head down doing some edits. But earlier on today, or yesterday, whenever it was, I think Sophie Lloyd here, which is a very famous guitarist, announced that she was releasing her new album, and I shot this album cover artwork years ago, absolutely years ago. So it's kind of cool to see her using it now and that sort of stuff. She's obviously, you know, exploded in recent years. She's the guitarist for Machine Gun Kelly, so you know she's been just doing huge gigs all over the world and that sort of stuff, which has been incredible to see for sure. And then she's released an album, and she's been working with a ton of huge names that I mean, it's some of these obviously I'm aware of, but yeah, it's huge release for her. Did the shots with her a long time ago. Somebody even reached out, because I'm not tagged in this, which is fine. This is about her music. It's not about with my tag, you know. So I wasn't actually aware of it. But somebody mentioned that they'd zoomed in, and like my credits are in the album cover there, and they'd mentioned that it was there. So it was kind of cool to finally see it. The reason I'm bringing this up is because, like I said, it was like years ago. I mean, the original images. Let's have a look. Like, so these are the original images. When did we shoot this? Like start of January 2022. 2022. So is that a long time ago, right? It actually felt a lot longer ago than that, to be fair. That's actually only 18 months ago, something like that. Okay, so I thought it was years ago anyway. So still a long time ago, and really happy with the images. She got tons of images. She did it with her partner there, who's a drummer as well. We did some partner shots and that sort of stuff. But I mean, yeah, tons of really cool shots that we managed to get. That's her partner there as well. So yeah, we got some great shots. She was awesome. Yeah, really nice girl. And you know, it's always nice, right? We do a shoot. You know, somebody pretty famous like she is. It's super down to earth, really nice girl. And knew exactly what she wanted. Phenomenal at posing, you know, just happens to be an outstanding guitarist, you know, phenomenal model as well, just like straight into it. So yeah, awesome to see shots. Absolutely love this image. Yeah, and I think that was the image that she went for in the album artwork. Yeah, it is cool. Yeah. So I thought I'd share that because it's kind of cool because like I did a podcast last week, I think, or a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, last week. And one of the questions, like the guy was there, you know, was asking. It was like, you know, I've been doing it a long time, Jake. You know, what are some of the brands and stuff that you've worked with? And it hadn't really dawned on me. It was like it's not something that I really promote or push. It's, you know, it's something that if it's a really cool job and they want to do something creative and cool, then like I want to be involved with it. Like it's not really about the name. And that sounds super like, oh yeah, it must be tough, Jake. You know, I get it. It sounds super like corny, but if you know, if a big name wants to work with me and they just want white background stuff, it's like it's not what drives me, right? And I mentioned that, oh yeah, you know, done album covers and movie posters and that sort of stuff as well. But it is one of those things that it's not something that drives me. It really is about if it's something creative, right? So like, you know, the classic example last week or a couple of weeks ago, we did that live stream. I was talking about working with that perfume brand. It's an indie perfume brand, you know, fairly new, but they wanted to do something super creative. So I was like, absolutely, yeah, let's do it. So, you know, each to their own, but it's nice when you know, something like that pops up. Yeah, really cool. So those images, you know, there was some controversy at the time with her and Machine Gun Kelly, because Machine Gun Kelly was married to Megan Fox, and there was all sorts of shit going on at the time. Now somehow press found out that because I haven't shared these images, so somehow press found out that I'd taken these shots, and they were getting in touch for them. Like, those vultures will pay mad money. Like, they were offering way more than the shoot itself. You know, it's just I mean, obviously I didn't do it. It's, you know, it's got nothing to do with me, but it is crazy how I hadn't shared these. I mean, she may have shared like bits and pieces that I wasn't aware of, but yeah, it is crazy how they found out. But yeah, so I mean, I'll hopefully try and share some of these at some point. That'll be good. And close that one. Let's have a look. I thought I could hear something, Dave. Yeah. So Sophie, she does rock. Yeah, she does rock. She's really cool. Yeah. You know, that's just what I mean. Like, you know, when you work with somebody like that, you know, I mean, because she's massive. You know, like, I mean, some of the crowds that she plays in front of is just mind blowing. Yeah, she's crazy. So to actually meet somebody like that, and they just be super cool in person, like, yeah, it was really nice to, because I think it's sometimes you just imagine, oh, here we go, you know, it's going to be a spoiled brat or something like that. But no, she was really cool. Yeah, so beautiful, really talented, and a really cool person. What a dick. More than one. Yeah, no, Vlad, you're right. But in my mind, I thought it felt like years ago. Yeah, you're right, Vlad. It did. Like, I know it's been like 18 months, something like that. But yeah, in my mind, it was like, oh, it's been years ago I shot these. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Just theoretically, would you be legal trouble if you shared? Shared what? Like the images, or I mean, like, as the photographer, I never sold creative license to the images. I mean, she's able to use those images. You know, she's got whatever she had, like T-shirts and, you know, album covers and LPs, and like, she can do what, you know, she's fine with it. But yeah, so I'm allowed to share them. But I mean, legally, if I still own those images. So you talking about press, like, you know, press and paparazzi and that sort of stuff. Would I be in legal trouble for sharing them then? Is that what you're asking? Hey, no worries, Jamie. Yeah. Pop-ups on the Planet Rock all the time. The imposter syndrome is it good, Dave? Yeah. I haven't actually heard it with the tabloids. Yeah, no. I mean, legally, no. I mean, I own the rights to the images, so I would have been legally. I would have been absolutely fine to sell them the images for that bag of cash. But it's like, it's, you know, it's not something that. You know, she was a great girl. It's not, you know, it's bullshit like that where it's you know, drama online or whatever it was. You know, especially with marriages. And I don't want anything to do with it. And I'm not trying to take the moral high ground. You know, had I crashed my car, or, you know, paying for IVF, or the dog needed a new kidney, or, you know, it's like, maybe I would have reached out to her and gone, look. Or, you know, if Profoto released a new modifier, you know, and I really needed a lump of money, then, you know, maybe I'd have reached out to her and gone, you know, would you mind? And if she said no, I wouldn't have done it. But still, yeah, it is, like, morally, it's a dick move. But legally, no, you're fine. Yeah. Hey, Yannick, how you doing? Sophie and Izzy held together can only be awesome. Okay, nice. Yeah, see, I wasn't. This is me being totally ignorant, and I wasn't aware of how famous she was. It's just totally my ignorance, and I think actually. So I think she'd messaged me, and like her team messaged me, and want to shoot and that sort of stuff, and I I I kind of ignored is the wrong word, but I kind of didn't really respond, mainly because, and this is not there's no way of me saying this without sounding cocky, but I receive several messages regularly from young ladies wanting to work together, right? Fine, okay. So I kind of was like, had these messages and didn't really do anything with it. And they were fairly persistent. In fact, I think one of her fans or something like that actually came into my live stream and was like, Sophie wants to work with you. Can you get in touch with her, please? It was like live on stream. And I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. So it's literally like put me on the spot, and then it was like, let's see what this is all about. So yeah, it was totally me being ignorant of how big she was, and the fact that she was legit and I wanted to do something cool. So yeah, that was good. Yeah. It is more of an ethical issue, Chris. Yeah, there's certainly been photographers in the past who have done the dirty for a bag of cash. I mean, like, it is what it is, and we don't know what people's personal issues are, if they've got huge debts, or like I said, need to pay for a kidney or something like that. And it's like, it is what it is. I'm not trying to take the moral high ground on anybody here, but yeah, legally, unless you've signed over the rights to those images, you own them. I know that. Look, I know it's no. I knew that. It was going to come across as me being a dick, but I assure you was not my intention, Dave. Yes, was not my intention. Yeah. Right. So yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I look forward to sharing some of those, because we've got a bunch of really cool shots from that shoot. So I'll try and share some of those as we go. So we'll just have a quick catch up on some bits that were kind of released and announced. And GFX came out with a new one, $2,500 cheaper. So I was like, okay, $2,500 off is always good. I mean, like, it's great, right? I mean, everybody knows the Fuji GFX, or if you're not aware, it's kind of Fuji's medium format digital camera. That's what it's touted at, and it's like, $2,500 cheaper. I don't know what's sure what the price is down here. We got $7,500. So like, it's still expensive, right? So look, we all know by now how amazing it is, and all the it takes amazing images, and I played with it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, 102 megapixels. I played with it years ago, one of the originals years ago, and it is an outstanding piece of kit, no question about it. I kind of revert back to a story at the time where I was doing a shoot, and the flashes didn't fire, right? So I mean, like, the modeling bulbs were on, but the flashes didn't fire, and I think it's on a video on YouTube where I actually pull up the image, and like, the flashes did not fire, and I was able to get an image out of this. It had to have been like 6, maybe 7 stops underexposed, because the flashes didn't fire, right? So it was just like the LED modeling bulbs, and I was able to pull out an image from that, which is nuts, right? That is crazy. Like, the stops of latitude on this, it's just black magic. Yeah, I mean, it's just insane what you can pull out of that. So it is an outstanding camera, right? It is an outstanding camera, and I was speaking about this before, and I kind of mentioned at the time about why it's not something that I was kind of jumping into. Look, if I had $7,500 handy, yeah, sure, cool. But it's like, is it worth it for me? And like the quality is good, but for me, I'm really after that chip size. And in the past, I've tried to kind of explain what I meant in terms of like depth of field and just how that like larger medium format sensor really renders this beautiful kind of depth of field, especially on portraits, right? That we just don't kind of get on our sort of smaller 35mm cameras. You got to remember that I grew up like, you know, looking at fashion in the 90s, you know, like Vogue in the 90s, where it's all shot medium format film, and it's just absolutely phenomenal, like the drop off. Now, to give you some idea of this chip, right? This chip is obviously larger than 35mm, but it's nowhere near something like my medium format film camera up there. So I'm just going to see here a second. So I just put this together before I got on. So this is my camera here, right? This is the size of my 35mm Nikon D850 here, right? So that's the chip size, right? This here is the Fuji APS-C. So this is, you know, 35mm frame. This is the Fuji, so crop frame, right? The APS-C. Here is the Fuji GFX sensor, and here is the Pentax 6.7, okay, which is my medium format camera up there. So the point I'm making here is that yes, the Fuji is medium format, but it's kind of at the smallest bracket that it's able to be touted as a medium format. Now, all the stats that they're touting are true and real, and it takes some amazing images, but it hasn't got that kind of that depth that the sort of larger medium format cameras have. Now, I think we've got a long time before we see this little beastie here, this Pentax 6.7 size. Like, we got a long time before we start seeing anything remotely affordable in that size. Okay, but it is a significant, that's what, 2, 3, 4 generations. Like, you look, APS-C, Nikon, GFX. Like, what are we? Like, are we 3 or 4 generations away before Fuji makes that monster? Okay. So, you know, like, let's have a look. Just to give you some idea of what I'm talking about. I shot on the Fuji GFX years ago now. I should have images on here though. Okay, so this is as close as we get to like a portrait, but from the set that I've got here. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. But you got to look at this and go, would you immediately looking at this and going, oh yeah, medium format, definitely shot medium format. And look, to be clear, I love Fuji, I love what they do, I love the camera. I'm not shitting on anything that they do here. I'm just trying to explain my thought process, because I've been asked about it in the past. Now let's have a look here. So this is film. This is not digital. This is film. But you know, this kind of depth of field that we have here. So this is film. This is shot on the 6x7, right? And this kind of depth that we get here is absolutely incredible to me. Absolutely incredible. And this is something that you may be like, Jake, this is the Emperor's New Clothes. I don't know what you're talking about. It's bullshit. I can't see anything. But for me, like the depth and the drop off that we're getting on these bigger, it's not a chip or sensor, but film planes is huge. It's just gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. And again, this is respective of a portrait, right? This is how close we're going to be to the subject. This is not, you're not going to see this same depth of field on a car or something like that. But on a portrait, like this kind of drop off, absolutely gorgeous. So incredible camera, outstanding. Just is it a step up and up? And look, I'm shooting on Nikon, right? I mean, I'm just one leg up from the box brownies. You guys shooting Sony out there. I mean, this is going to be pretty damn close to one of your edge to edge, Sony cameras that you've got. It's going to be pretty nice. But yeah, something to think about. Right, let's see what we got here. Let's check out. My dog's barking. I apologize. I presume it's something really important. must do a talk on copyright sometime. It's always a mindful. It is, yeah. I mean, the issue with copyright norm is that it varies from nation to nation, right? Country to country is like different here. I won't go into it, but yeah, like in the US, you kind of have to register copyright. In the UK, it's just a given. As soon as you press the button, you've got it. So yeah. It's yeah. Not only is it a minefield, but it's a minefield in different places. Yeah. I know, Dave. Yeah, 102 megapixels is a monster. Yeah. Vlad says if you've got enough for a $7.5 camera, you can mostly get it at 10K as well. Well, yes, fair comment. It's a fair comment, Vlad. Yeah, right. Yeah. Because Norm, it's just I'm going to go outside and wring that dog's neck in a minute. Norm is always, obviously, I would never do that. Just joking. That's a joke. No, it's always the part I fear, the part in my class, because there is so much grey areas and crap that makes no sense. Sometimes, like Richard Prince. Norm, it's always the part I fear, the part in my class, because there is just so much grey areas and crap that makes no sense. Sometimes, like Richard Prince. Maybe I missed what we were talking about there. Sorry, Chris. Yeah. I'll have to go back at that. So I knew the Sony. See, the Sony family. Let's say, look, here we go. Look, here they are. Norm, Vlad, James. You're all banned. Wayne, how you doing, mate? Matt, how you doing? Same in the US. The creator is the default copyright. Oh, it is, Brett. So I thought you guys had to register copyright. Like you can take a batch of images to copyright, or is that changed? But yeah. Anyway, so if you've got $7.5 lying around, you could do worse with it. This is kind of interesting though. This is the kind of people coming in now and being able to, for whatever reason, generate lenses and other pieces of tech that are becoming more affordable. This is a 500mm lens. Now, look, I'm not up on my lenses. If anybody in chat roughly knows, like a Canon 500mm or a Nikon 500mm lens, how much are we talking for that? It's like what, $4,000 maybe, something like that, right? It's a lot of money, right? So this is kind of interesting to me because these guys were doing it for under $400. I know it's all manual focus, right? But like, it's kind of interesting. That I mean, these are the sample shots. Like, I mean, that's, this is not being shot through Tupperware. It's good stuff. So I find it interesting because there's always this lens snobbery and like, this lens, that lens, and that stuff is always amazing this, amazing that, and it is. But like, glass has been pretty clear for a long time now, guys. Right? It's there is lenses out there that are outstanding, like the Sigma art lens. Like their art lineup series, like phenomenal, gorgeous lenses. So keep your eyes open for these lens companies coming out now that are starting to do some pretty crazy things. Let's have a look. Thank you, Matt. $2,500. Okay, so $2,500. Okay, so look, something for less than like £400. It's different if you're a wildlife shooter and like every weekend you're out shooting wildlife, or it's your full-time gig and you're shooting wildlife. Totally different. But if you're somebody who maybe needs like super long lens occasionally, like that's nuts. That's awesome. Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, really cool. And I kind of talking about it here, but like especially for like astro stuff, like that's nuts. Like you can start to get into creating images like this with a lens less than $400. Like that's pretty nuts, right? And with this sort of thing, you don't need it to be fast or autofocus or it's pretty crazy. Yeah. Chris, there's basically two versions: the automatic copyright and the upon created, and then the federal copyright. Oh, okay, Chris, that's what I was. So I was confused on. I see. This is it. This is the minefield, right? Because I mean, I know what it is here, but yeah, okay. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Yeah, because you guys have state and federal. Yeah. Wow, what a mess. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah. Look, Vlad, don't need to get defensive, mate. Don't need to get defensive. Like we're all friends here, mate. It's all good. So Brett, who is based in the US, said, "Yeah, that said, people will sometimes register their images to avoid contestant." Yeah. So again, it's just like another layer, I suppose. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this one, Brett. Yeah, this one is not fast. Yeah, I think it's like F6. Yeah. So like at 500 mil. It's actually not terrible, right? As Ryan says, I got the Canon RF 100 to 500, and it was $2,500. There you go. Yeah. Glass has been pretty clear for a while, and they're casing glass with 80, so it's not clear and has less coatings. I mean, Vlad, that is a topic for another day, and we've kind of spoken about it before. And yeah, I mean, I did there's an article on my website where I look at like a Nikon lens from like 1960s, year 2000, and then or 1990, and then 2010, and take the same image on all of them, and you can barely tell the difference. Like glass has been very clear for a very long time. Yeah. Bringing my dog started barking too, except it has a lot deeper voice. Plus he's 150 pounds. Yeah, this my wife is out at the gym. Otherwise, she would strangle him for me. I may have to mute and just quietly ask him to calm down. I wouldn't want to get the Pentax. It's only a couple hundred years old. Yeah, a couple $100. Yeah, it's. I mean, like if you're going to be shooting. Pentax cameras, like the film cameras, they're not that expensive. So like if you know what you're doing with film and happy to do it, then yeah, like it's certainly doable. Yeah, right. I'm going to speak to this dog quietly and controlled, right? I just quietly asked him to go to bed. I bought the Helios 50 mm f2 manual focus Russian Beauty off Face Bay, £80, well worth it on the Sony. Yeah, it like, and I've got several of the Helios lenses as well, and apart from them being difficult to use on the Nikons just because of the infinite focus thing, it is definitely worth doing. You have to get like a Meta Bowens adapter, which costs more than the damn lens, yada yada. But if you're not shooting Nikon, then for the most part, any of those lenses you can just get an adapter on eBay for like a few quid. Yeah. You got to be. I'm watching you, Jamie. I'm watching you. Yeah. I quietly asked him to be quiet. Yeah. So yeah, like. Interesting lenses. So this is the other thing, because that I was talking about astro and that sort of stuff. This reminded me of a story that I saw a while ago, which I thought was kind of interesting. That just because that lens was talking about astro stuff and photographing the moon, yada yada, that sort of thing. Did you see that Samsung on their phone, they were claiming that you could photograph the moon on their phone, and they were like showing you how amazing the image quality of that was, like photographing the moon on the phone camera, right? And they were showing off, oh, it's amazing, that sort of thing, right? And then what they do is they use like computational AI, whatever it is, to basically put a fake image in there, right? I mean, it's clever, right? Because like we never see, like we're always seeing the same face of the moon. Like we never see the dark side of the moon. We're always like the moon always looks the same. Okay, it may change, orientation a little bit, but for the most part, it's always the same. So what they did was Samsung were basically using AI generated images. I mean, that's a gross exaggeration, but they're basically using AI to imprint the image onto the moon image that you took. right? Now this happened the other day. My wife, it was like a, you know, she'll go out and photograph the blood moon or blue moon, whatever it is. She'll go out and photograph it. She's got a Samsung phone. She comes back in going, "Oh my god, check out this image I took. It's amazing. Like, this camera's nuts." And I was like, "Yeah, it is really cool, but that's not your image. They've just superimposed somebody else's image on that. It's nuts." So like, it is happening, right? It is happening of images that are easy to be replaced and replicated that we don't know any better. Like, that's crazy. I just thought I'd share that story. Read it if you're interested about it, because we could definitely see this happening more and more. And to be clear, they were doing this under the radar. So it's not like, "Oh, check out this cool feature." No, they were doing this like sus, right? They were saying, "Oh, you know, our phone's amazing," but not really. The key sentence being, if you don't shoot Nikon, you are fortunate. It's all coming out now. I was just about to bring up this sensational new camera, Kai. The AI Samsung used if clock after 800 and one big circle in frame and PNG. I know, right? I couldn't believe it. It's so cheeky of them. It's nuts that they got away. Right, Chris? It's nuts. Yeah, honestly, because even as I'm saying it, I'm like, no, surely that can't have been the case. So, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, guys, don't worry. Nikon has released their one camera per generation. I think we can all agree it's been well worth it. Look, I mean, it looks good. Nothing to say. I mean, it's just a camera. I think it's getting shit because it's I mean, it comes in red, so obviously it's good. But yeah, nothing crazy in here. Seems fairly compact. I'm not sure what market they're trying to hit with that. I mean, it's like a sexy looking camera. It's good, but I'm not sure who it's going for. It's got some interesting features on there that you guys will all be more familiar with than me. I just thought I'd mention it just because we never get to announce a new camera from Nikon, so I thought I'd bring it up. Again, with the lenses, seem to be tons and tons of lenses this week, but coming back onto Vlad's point about, you know, he's trying to grubby up his lenses, he's trying to tone them down and that sort of thing. Cinema lenses is kind of interesting that these guys are bringing out these kind of like adapters or whatever it is that essentially give you different colored flare within the lens, which is kind of nuts, right? So you get the regular blue anamorphic that we're used to seeing on, you know, J.J. Abrams style sci-fi stuff. You've got the amber anamorphic flares, which is actually really nice. But you know, if you're after more like a sunset kind of look, and then you just got the regular silver one. But again, yeah, kind of interesting that, you know, in cinema they're going kind of the opposite to where we go in stills, right? They're trying to get this more of a interesting organic look by adding these effects in there. But you know, spend a lot of money and you can get some blue flares or amber flares. Yeah, interesting. Speaking of Sigma and Fuji as well, they also announced a couple new lenses, new Fuji X lenses. So if you're in the market for that, again, I'm just bringing it up because Sigma has made huge strides in recent years. You know, back, you know, late 90s, early 2000s, when I was starting to shoot, it was, you know, Sigma was definitely a bit of a meme, right? Rightly or wrongly, but that is not the case anymore. They're producing some absolutely outstanding images. You know, outstanding lenses that produce gorgeous images. Now, I don't know the cost here. So I don't even know how much an equivalent Fuji lens would be. Right, this is one of the biggest reasons why many of us buy a Sigma lens. Let's not beat around the bush. Is to save some money, right? So I don't know how much a Fuji lens is, but it's probably could well be twice that for. So this is 23mm f1.4, less than 600. Okay, and then you've got the 100 to 400, which is just under $1,000. You can guarantee that would be a significant amount more from Fuji itself. So worth having a look at if you're a Fuji shooter. Do we have any Fuji shooters in here? I think it's just mostly just all just all Sony, right? I don't think anybody shoots anything else anymore. It's just me and then you lot. That's it. Oh, speaking of Sony, this is kind of interesting that they brought this out. It's not for all Sony cameras, but they have brought it out for the FX3, FX3, FX6, FX3, and FX30. But basically, turn your phone into a like a monitor, which is actually really cool. I don't know whether we'll see more of this in the future, but it is kind of interesting that you can be using phone with the app that they've got to turn your phone into a larger monitor. Because some of the Cine cameras and that don't have any screens at all. It's just a block. It's doing the processing, and you have to plug in a monitor. So rather than buying whatever they're called, the Ninjas or whatever they are, you could just use your phone. It's a cool feature. Like, why not have it? If you're spending that sort of money on a Cine camera, probably spending a couple hundred extra quid on a monitor is probably not a big deal. But I thought it was kind of interesting. Maybe we'll see some more stuff like this, where being able to use phones as monitors, especially now that Apple has finally started to use the USB-C 3, whatever it is. They've finally added that new USB port to their phones. Maybe we'll start to see more functionality from that for the iPhone. But yeah, thought I'd mention it. But like I said, mostly just all lenses the last couple of weeks. There was this one here from Small Rig, which was interesting. 60 watts. This little fella on the back here. I think it's like 40 minutes of full power. So this is an external battery, but they say the battery's in there. So you can see the light stand there. It's actually very small, to be fair. That's the actual light stand. So I don't know the actual measurements of it, but it's a very small little package in there. Now they mention having Bowens Mini bracket. I've never heard of that. Is that something that other lights have? Because they mentioned about Bowens Mini. Obviously, you can. I did look it up. You can get a Bowens Mini to regular Bowens bracket, regular S-fit, but kind of interesting. I don't know who's in the market for this sort of thing, but 60 watts. It's kind of weird, right? I can see other lights like the AD 300s and 400s and that sort of stuff being small, but they're already they can already produce something half decent to begin with. If you've got this, then you need a modifier for it. So I don't know, like if space was really limited and you had a really small modifier that you could use with it, I could see it. But yeah, interesting. Interesting to see, that side of the market. $200 coming out next month. Yeah, we'll see. Right, let's catch up on what you guys been chatting about in here. Let's see what we got. There, I can already see the slurs. That's nice. It seems like a long way to go programming a phone to enhance a photograph on specific thing. Maybe that's the beginning of something else. AI enhancements applied to the point of capture. This is what I mean, Ryan. Yeah, I think it is. And Ryan's referring to Samsung's moon photos. But it's. I think it was clever marketing on their part. Like, it's unlikely that any company today, especially in the digital world, can get away with that sort of thing now, like fly that under the radar without kind of being spotted. The reason they got caught, which was funny, right, is that somebody had a picture of the moon, right, and made it blurry on their screen, right? So they made it kind of a little bit blurry on their laptop screen or whatever, and then took a picture of it with their Samsung phone, and Samsung put it in focus. Kind of nuts, right? Because obviously it couldn't put it in focus because the image was originally blurry on the laptop screen. So they kind of got caught like that. So there's no way around it. There's no denying it. Especially on like a really simple, easy to understand fix that somebody did. But yeah, you're right, Ryan. I think that we will see more of that happening for sure. Maybe you take this perfect shot and the smile is beautiful, but the eyes were closed, right? And the AI can go, we've got like the previous image, the eyes are open, we can just buzz those in there, right? We can just auto-gen fill whatever on the fly. Is that so bad? maybe not. Where do we draw the line? You know, kind of interesting time. Yeah. Vlad, I'm not even going to read that. It's outrageous. How dare you? Dave says, pretty sure AI is already doing this today in the cameras as well as phone shots. It's, I mean, like the iPhone presentation, right, that you saw. I mean, hardly anything revolutionary. I mean, it didn't really need a presentation. They could have just ripped that on the back of a fag packet for all the new features that phone had. But like in there, they were bragging about the portrait mode where something is out of focus and then you can refocus it afterwards and that sort of thing. Like there's some AI computational stuff going on there. Especially with how clean the edges are. Like that's not just, oh yeah, we're going to mask and blur that on the fly. Yeah, no, there's definitely some stuff going on with that. So yeah, you're right. There is stuff that's already happening. Yeah. Helios 44 was even used for a scene in the latest Batman movie. Okay, is that right? Kai, is that right? Absolutely. You're talking about the Robert Pattinson movie, right? Absolutely love that Batman film. We were talking about it in a previous stream where I was actually discussing that film and discussing some of the lenses. I was not aware that the Helios was used in that. Interesting, really cool. I mean, because like that chase is super scuffed. It looks awesome, but yeah. And I was talking about it at the time where the edges are just really fuzzy. It's just a real small hot, sharp spot in the middle. But yeah, that's just interesting that it was the Helios. Yeah, it's nuts. Oh, Chris, keeping it real for the Canons. Yeah. Andrew, welcome, mate. Hey, finally, somebody else who has got a refined palette. So Chris says, I do like my Sigma 35 1.4. Chris, they are, man. Yeah, like these Sigma lenses are not a joke anymore. Absolutely not. Yeah, they're really good. Jamie says, I've just got the Monitor app. Haven't tried it yet, but I have shoot times. Oh, nice, Jamie. Okay, cool. Yeah, please keep posted on that. I'd be interested to see how that works. Is it responsive? Does it actually, how much lag and stuff is there? Yeah, be interested to see how you find that. That'd be good. Yeah. Rice says, I shoot Canon. I used to have Fuji X-T3. Nice camera. Yeah, the Fujis are gorgeous as well. Yeah, I've got an old Fuji X1, just a super old Fuji X1. Yeah, it's just up there on there. Yeah. Which I just bought to go on holiday with, and it was great, gorgeous. Yeah, point and shoot, beautiful shots. Another Sony from Matt. Dave says, my Sigma art lens is beautiful on the Sony. Would I like Sony G lenses? Oh yeah, but Sigma does so well and it's close enough in quality. There's no way I could justify spending an extra grand to get the G Master. Yeah. I mean, and look, I think it looks like you got other people agreeing with you there as well, Dave. That's it, right? That's it. It is like it's they definitely get you 90% of the way there, and it's not even about trying to replicate how amazing those lenses are. What I find so great about the art lenses is that Sigma kind of went their own way with it, and they've created a beautiful kind of look that is different in its own right, and different in a good way. So yeah, I think they've done a great job with that. Jamie, I like mine as well. Oh, yeah, the Sigmas, yeah. The 105 is gorgeous, Dave. Yeah, the 105 is beautiful. Yeah. So Kai says here, for me, such a small light is a kicker that ideally could use light modifiers I already have as an extra. Really never heard about Bowman's Mini though. Yeah, I haven't either, and as an app to would make points sort of moot for me. Weird, right? Yeah, I presume, like, I don't know why companies would use the Mini unless it is like significantly smaller and it makes sense. But again, yeah, kind of weird. My issue with this sort of thing is as well that I haven't seen what this looks like in terms of where the bulb is, right? Which is fine, but my issue when we start to use brackets, right? So this is, we have the Mini, and then what we have, I presume, like the regular Bowen's bracket, and then we put the modifier on that. Now our bulb is not pushing into the modifier. So I'm always a little bit hesitant of, you know, brackets on lights to give you other modifiers. Don't get me wrong, it can work for certain things, but if the brackets are going to step it out to the point where we start to lose the quality of the light from that light spreading around the modifier, yeah, we start to lose the point a little bit. But I could see your point, Kai. Yeah, having a super small light on the floor in front of you, maybe keep it hidden, something like that. I could see that. Even hiding it behind somebody, maybe, you know, maybe even just popping it into the ceiling just to get a little bit of fill light. I could see that. Throw that in your bag. 60 watts. So yeah, we'll see. Another Nikon hero from Andrew. It would be much harder to refocus a shot if it actually had some depth of field. Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it would be. I mean, I don't know whether they're using, what was it, like the Lightroom technology that did have everything in focus and you could choose it afterwards. I'm not sure whether they're claiming that. I need to look into it, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, you're right. If anything was out of focus to begin with, it would be very difficult to then change it. Yeah. Kai says, yeah, the Robert Pattinson film, yeah, Helios 44 was rehoused in a modern cinema lens. That is awesome, Kai. If you ever come across that article or a link to that, please send it to me, because that is all ammunition against the Sony users. Because Kai, I know I'm only one young, because Kai is a Sony shooter. So, so Vlad says in Batman they used a lot of the rehoused Helios's Google Iron Wolf lenses. Okay, to see how cool those things look. Thank you, Vlad. Yeah, nice. Okay, we'll do. Yeah, and I'm only joking. It's just a case of, you know, you've got one end of the industry trying to go super clean and crisp, right, and you've got the other end of the industry, you know, seemingly at the highest echelons of budgets, like the Batman movie. I mean, that's just a blank check, right? Something like a superhero movie like that is a blank check. They could have any quality of the lens that they wanted. They would have been able to use it. But for the look and the story that they're trying to tell, they decided to use something that was a little bit more, you know, scuffed and a little bit more organic. So this is not really about what's better. This is about, you know, like the type of look and you know, and the type of story that you're trying to tell with the lens, you know. So it's not just going to be this one size fits all. Cinematic mode on the iPhone 14 allows changing of focal depth after shooting, and that's standard 14, not the Pro. Yeah, that's right. I forgot they've got that Pro one that has all the other nonsense in there. Yeah. I tried to keep my iPhones for about 6 years, so I got a while. I need to worry about that. Shock horror, I know. 5 pounds of glass. That thing. Oh, is it that beastie? Is it? Is it? What is it? Let's have a look. Sigma 35 1.4. Is it what I'm thinking of? Sigma 35 1.4. Oh, it's not the one I was thinking of now. I thought it was an absolute here. Is that how much it is? That's nuts. I mean, I know, I appreciate that's second hand, but still. Yeah. Okay, because yeah, I also own a Helios 45 myself. I love it for slowing down, having fun. I wonder if the prices of those have gone up. They were like 20 quid back in the day when I was grabbing them. I bet they cost a fortune now. Thank you, Kai. That's awesome. Yeah, I really appreciate that. I will check that out. In fact, let's have a quick look now. Hey, as soon as we're all here. Does it show it? Even got the anamorphic flares in the YouTube video. Detuning, there you go. Yeah, nice. So that's what they were doing at Panavision when I was there. This detuning of lenses, which I thought was nuts. Yeah, it's just crazy to think that you can get in these lenses and basically bugger up the optics on purpose. So the guy I was talking to there, they got one of your anamorphic thingies in there, diopters, whatever they're called. Yeah, that gives you those oval bokehs. Oh yeah, you see them up there. You see the ovals, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I'll watch that later. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that though. That's cool. Yeah, the guy I was talking to at Panavision saying we are really reluctant to fiddle with the elements in these lenses. Like, they weren't designed for it. And he was basically implying that you need to be a big boy, have big budgets, to basically convince them to basically bugger up their very, very old and very precious lenses, right? Because like these lenses are 50, 60 years old, whatever. They literally are irreplaceable. So for Star Wars to come in and go, yeah, we want to shift the elements about, he was saying is, yeah, you got to be a big boy to convince us to do that. Yeah. I'll look at it later. Yeah, interesting stuff. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's great find. Yeah, I absolutely love this film. Absolutely great. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm sure you all have seen it, but just incredible. Yeah, incredible. Look at this old. That's nuts to think that this bad old, whatever it was, bloody washer, he's just in a film like that. It's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. I'll look at that later. The 105 art is a big beast. Yeah, the 105, I've got 105 here as well. And it's not too bad. Yeah, the 1.5 kilo for the 105. Is it? They really that heavy? Christ, there's so much glass in there. Diopter is a magnifying piece of glass in front of the lens to bring the minimum focus distance closer, but you lose the focus to infinity. So this is something that I don't know if you ever shot with Nikon, Vlad, but when trying to use manual focus lenses like the Helios, I can't use them without I can't use them effectively because of the infinite focus thing. Something to do with the fact that the Nikon chip is set further back than other cameras or something. I forget, it was years ago that I looked into it, but you basically need like a proper Metabones adapter to convert it, which essentially puts another piece of glass in there to refocus it. But it doesn't happen on like the Sonys and the Canons and that sort of stuff, so it is a bit of a pain. Of course, the other announcement that we had was Rotolite announcing their Anova Pro 3. So this is Rod here, the CEO of Rotolite, at the IBC last week, whenever it was, and they were announcing it. So this is the beast here that they've just brought out, and this is kind of interesting. I was using it. They asked me to shoot a video for them. I mean, I was shooting stills, but they were filming, so they will have a video which will be out in the next couple of weeks, I should think, of the Anova Pro 3. And is the latest light that Rotolite are bringing out, and it seems fairly geared to cinema. So it's got this IPC rating or something like that, which basically means that it can be used in torrential rain. And I saw some footage where they are basically just pouring watering cans, just buckets of water over this thing, and it's still working, which is kind of nuts to me, because this is with the battery, with the fan. So for filmmakers and that sort of stuff, where you're on location and it's wet and that sort of thing, like lights and water, never a good mix. But this is kind of interesting that they've managed to get this rated. I forget what it's called, like IPC or whatever it is, rated. So I mean, literally anything short of submerging the thing, and like it still functions phenomenally. So it's a larger size, as you can see here. We got the two batteries on either side. Like the actual body itself is gnarly looking. Yeah, it's it's a bit of a beast. I actually really like the look of it. Let's see here. Let's have a look. Does he turn it around in a minute? So he's using the oh yeah, I think it turned around a second. But it's got all the connectors and that sort of stuff that you would, so all these bits here, which is what some of the older lights were missing. So for like lighting techs and that sort of stuff, I've been on shoots and on set where all the lights are synced up to a desk, like a lighting desk and that sort of thing. So this really enables, like, you know, daisy chaining all these together and that sort of stuff. So you should be able to do some pretty impressive stuff with this. So bigger light, significantly brighter than the other ones as well, damn near waterproof, that sort of thing. So yeah, an interesting new product that they've brought out. So hopefully at some point I'll get my hands on it. They're doing a press event that I'll be presenting on the 12th of October. So that'll be press only up there in London, and then I think they're doing a public event later on in October as well. I think the 28th of October. So we'll be doing a workshop using this. Well, I hope using this at that event. It'll certainly be there. So the Kickstarter for this one will go live on October 12th. So that'll be the announcement with the press event as well. So I'll keep you guys updated on that as it kind of unfolds. And obviously once they share that video, I will show you that. But yeah, it's interesting light. I mean, it's just more good quality lights from Rotolight, really, just more of the same. Yeah, good stuff. If you're interested, I'll just pop that in there if you want to have a look, by all means. See what Rod's saying about it. You can do. Let's have a look. Hey, no worries, Andrew. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, buddy. That says you can also get some nice effect if you add some diopters in wide-angle lenses, the radial blur. Yeah, I've played with that. I've cut out the diopters like different shapes and sizes in the past before. It's always been a bit hit and miss, but I think you need a specific look. I don't think it's not really noticeable on the work that I do in the studio. You need something going on behind the subject, you know, especially with lights and that sort of stuff. So I never really saw a huge effect on my work, but I think if you were doing cinematic stuff like you, Vlad, yeah, I think it'd be huge for sure. It is. I don't actually know what the price is off the top of my head, Dave, but yeah, it will. This is definitely geared up to be like to be a high-end product for TV and cinema. So it will certainly have a price to represent that. Yeah. The waterproof feature would be great for me in the river locations, but I think the price will give me numbers. Yeah, like it is impressive in terms of like I think Rod was saying they were like pressure hosing it like from all angles. Like I said, apart from it being submerged, and you know it's going to be good to go, which again is great. Yeah. Oh, hey Danny, how you doing? Yeah. So lastly then, talk about my article that I put out last week. If you haven't seen it, then check it out. This was interesting. I've had this spotlight attachment for a couple of months now. Done tons of shoots with it. I've used it in every shoot pretty much for one reason or another. But really interesting modifier. So just if you did miss it. This is the front bit here. This is the modifier, the front bit. The back bit is the actual light. So you actually, the thing is so heavy because of the lens, you actually mount the lighting modifier on the light stand, and then you just hang the light off the back of it. But essentially what it's doing is it's giving you this very clean edge-to-edge light. So let's have a look. Yeah, here's an example here. So very clean edge-to-edge, right? So this is what the Godox Spotlight is doing. So real crisp, very minimal hot spotting here. Really comes with different size lenses. This is a 36-degree lens, so it comes in like a 26-degree, which would be smaller, and a 19-degree, which would be even smaller than that, and there would be less hot spots than that there as well. So just comparing it to something like a regular grid, yeah, so as you can see, like that hot spotting that fades off, and again the hot spotting that fades off on just a regular optical snoot. And is that a big deal? Well, this is the sort of thing that I try and avoid. Is this hot spotting with these lights. So softbox. This is why I always prefer using beauty dishes, right? Beautiful, just edge to edge lighting. It's just so much easier to work with. Everything's the same exposure, right? You're trying to use a softbox close to a subject. The head's one exposure and the chest is a different exposure. Beauty dishes, You don't have that issue. Easier to use, far cleaner, simpler light, edge to edge. So, okay, why is that useful? Why is that relevant? You know, and I've used the optical snoot for years. Nothing wrong with it at all. Still by all means keep using it. But this edge to edge light does open up a couple of interesting possibilities, right? So these images were shot with that same modifier, right? All these images were shot with this modifier in one form or another. So, and this is the obvious one, right? You just put some slits of light in there, pretty obvious. This is where it gets interesting, right? So here, for example, because we have this edge to edge light, so very clean from edge to edge, what we're able to do is we're able to get an incredibly clean, soft light, bounced light back. So what I'm doing here is I'm shooting between these two boards, and I'm firing this light back at me, hitting these two boards, and it's giving me this incredibly soft, diffused light. Nuts. Super clean, right? Again, because of this consistent edge to edge light, right? So here as well, do the same thing. I'm just firing it through a scrim. Okay, interesting. But look at that. Look at how clean that is. No hot spotting. So we've essentially turned this into any size softbox we want without the nasty softbox effect, without any hot spotting. So just firing that through a scrim. You know, interesting stuff. Here, what I'm doing, firing it off of, I'm just using a couple of white V-flats suspended above the model here. Beautiful light falling down. Here you go. Beautiful light falling down on the model. It's gorgeous light. And again, look at that edge to edge clean light. Do you know how hard that would be to get that edge to edge light above that size? I mean, the rigging that you'd need, the size of the space that you'd need to be able to do that, to have that top light like that, would be huge, right? And you couldn't even get a softbox up there again because of the hotspot. It wouldn't be viable. But again, because we're bouncing it off the floor, we have this beautifully soft top light falling down, right? So you see it being used in this shot here. Absolutely gorgeous, super soft, no hot spotting, beautiful light. And again, I'm doing it, just bouncing it off the front. Really interesting modifier that has opened up a lot of creative ideas that kind of weren't really possible before, right? So certainly, you know, keep your eye open for that if you ever see it. I mean, it's like 400 quid. I don't think it's, personally, I know everybody's budget's different. I don't think that's crazy money. Godox is doing that for an incredible price. There's certainly other ones out there that are a lot more expensive than that, you know. So that do the same thing. So Godox is coming with a very reasonable price, in my opinion. So if you ever see one, you know, less money or something like that, give it a look. It's honestly, it is such a versatile modifier. It's nuts. Yeah. I'll pop that in chat. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So you joke, Dave. That is because it's I had it set up in my lounge whilst I was doing this article. I was taking pictures of it and stuff here just to grab some BTS and that sort of stuff. And my wife said pretty much exactly that. She said it's like the alien death laser thing because it's just a monster. Yeah. So Chris, do you know if you can change mounts? It's a good question, Chris. So at the back there, that is a I mean, it's metal, like it's molded metal. So no, you would need an adapter. I don't think it comes with different backs. So it's a Godox made, which would be S-Fit. So I don't think it comes with varying backs. The reason why it's all metal at the back there is because you got to hang the light off it. Right, so this is all one molded piece of metal at the back, and then the light goes onto the back. So you could use a bracket on there to use a different light, but just be mindful that all the weight is literally on the mount there, which feels real weird. But that's why it's just all one molded piece at the back there. It's not something that you can just interchange to Ellen Chrome or something like that. Yeah. Right. Right. Okay. I'll save that. I'll save that article for later. Have a look at that later. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, Lightroom. Have a little look in Lightroom. I think we've probably overran a little bit, but we can have a little bit of a chat about Lightroom. That's all good. Let's open it up. Right. So, like I said, Lightroom presets. Do we use them? Why should you use them? Who doesn't use them? A lot of people have mixed opinions on this, and like I said, I asked you guys on Friday about it, and let's have a look. Here we go. Yeah, I asked you on Friday, and there was probably three main comments. There was like, no, I don't use Lightroom presets at all, and mainly because I don't use Lightroom or don't know how to use them. Okay, it's fine. The other one was, yeah, I use them all the time. These are the presets that I use. And then the third one, which was by far and away the most common one, was, yeah, I use them, but I use them as like a base. Hey Miriam, how you doing? Yeah, I used to use them as a base, and then I sort of, very basic ideas, give me some inspiration, and then I build on it from there. Like I, click a preset and then I adjust and tweak it and that sort of thing. And I think the main sentiment, and I will agree with this, the main sentiment is that for the most part, the presets don't tend to work. Because they're very suited to a specific shot. So. Let's have a look at, I think we got, Gray says here, I don't really use Lightroom presets, I do that in Photoshop, yeah, and then he'll bring them back to Lightroom to do any global finishing. So Vlad says, I'm against the general idea of presets because no one-click solution can be made on image to stand out and be unique. Yeah, I hear where you're going, Vlad. That being said, I do have quite a massive library of presets both downloaded and made by me, and even sell a few. I hate them, but please buy mine. Okay. Yep. Let's have a look. Again, yeah, people just agreeing with that. So Steven says here, he started to use the auto function as a baseline for outdoor shots, shoots. So I upgraded my Lightroom. I haven't seen this auto function, Steven. What is that? Maybe it's only relevant to landscapes and that sort of thing. But yeah, I haven't come across this auto function. Has anybody else seen that? What models are these tube lights, Matt? They are just cheap ones from Pixar Pro. Yeah. Is the article in there? Did I put the article? Oh, look at me. How professional am I? Hey, just straight in there. Yeah, they're like 50 quid each for the long ones, which is actually, and I say cheap because some of the tubes can be like 300 quid. James says, I use them, but now I apply them in Adobe Camera Raw in Photoshop as I imported them at the end of the process. Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah. So Danny says, try Lux has. Yeah, I've opened up a list, Danny, and I did bring in your recommendations. We'll have a look at those in a minute. Yeah. So Drax says presets are a good starting point at times, but they hardly ever yield the results you expect from buying a set. Exactly right. This is exactly my sentiment. Since they're always based on a particular camera brand and shooting style, it isn't always in line with your own. Yeah. I do tend to create styles for my own shoots, just to easily edit images and put. Exactly. So my thoughts is that it is very hit and miss. And this is the main reason why I don't sell them, right? Because it's not the fact that I don't use them. I do use my presets, but they're very specific to the way that I shoot and that sort of thing. And I think it would be, sometimes it can be a bit disingenuous to say, oh, just use these presets and your images will look like mine do. It's not It's, you know, it's not. So again, Chris there, I often use presets as a starting point. Agreed. Yeah. So Danny here says I'm using Lux lens presets. We'll have a look at those in a second. Danny, yeah, it's good. Steve says, consider using presets as one made specifically designed for that day's shoot. I find the hero shot, grade that, and then apply it to the rest. Okay, so what Steve's saying there is that he'll create a preset from his hero image of that shoot, and then he will then apply that to the rest of the images. Now, I would take that one step further and say that for my work, I would do what Steve is doing here, but then I would go, okay, orange and blue gels, this is my hero shot. Do you know what? Next time I use orange and blue gels, I can then look to that preset from the previous shoot, and like it's not going to be perfect, but it, you know, can give me a starting point for the next time. So this is how you're kind of building out your own preset library for your own shooting style. Yeah. Ryan says, I will sometimes use them as a starting point, but mostly avoid them. There are a few color grade presets that I use, but global presets usually too heavy for my tastes. Fair? Yeah. Yeah. But some of them can be, you know, turn it into Polaroid film from the 60s and stuff like that. Yeah. Some of them can be a bit heavy. Matt says haven't really used them. Greg says I actually hate Lightroom, just use Bridge. Photoshop for color grading. I think new plugins can be useful though. I use exposure and infinite color panel. Yeah, okay, so have a look at that in a minute as well. Thank you for sharing that one. Greg, I've got that link. Dave says don't use presets, but he uses actions. So again, you know, he's got like this workflow. I think that any of us that work long enough and that sort of thing, you know, we get into a flow with doing our own thing, and we can, you know, get into a certain rhythm, and we may as well make actions for it, right? You must have ad blocker in your eyes if you haven't seen the auto button in Lightroom. Has been there since forever. Where is it, Vlad? Where is it? Where? In develop? What am I looking? Are you winding me up? Where is it? Come on. You guys are holding out on me. I will await to be enlightened. And as you said, I didn't use them as much as I use actions. However, I forgot about my presets in the color effects. So they set to give me a color level, skin smoothing that's fairly consistent for the way I shoot performance. Okay, yeah. Right under white balance by the eyedropper. Look where it says tone. Under the eyedropper. Right. And then tone auto. Right, well, I guess we can never use that again. GG's, guys. Thanks for that. I think my job is safe for the time being. Love it. So, yeah. Overexposed. Yeah, nice. Good job. Did that add grain? Like, no way did that just do that. It can't have done. No. Okay. That one's a little bit better. This is it. Is this going to be career ending? No, we're good. Overexposed by 2 stops. Like it. Okay, we're safe. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but you know, on studio images, maybe it's not sure what it's supposed to do. You know. Andrew says you don't have any presets, not really sure how to use Lightroom. 5 years. I mean, like, if you don't need Lightroom, you don't need it. Yeah, I mean, that's tons of photographers don't take their images into Lightroom. Yeah. But thank you though, guys. Thank you. Yeah. I will say, you guys all knew where it was. It seems to be a lot of auto photographers in here, right? You just all outed yourselves. But yeah, I have honestly never, I don't think I've ever clicked on that before. That is hilarious. Yeah. This one wasn't too bad though. This one did this one did a pretty good job, to be fair. This one, you know, not too bad. This Oh, let's just try again. Maybe just give it a second go. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. Rusty says, I've tried tons of them, but most don't work because they are based on particular style. Exactly right. So you guys, we have a lot of experienced people in here. Most of you have gone through the Lightroom preset fad, of the 2000s, where we couldn't get enough of them, and then we've all come to the agreement that it's like, you know what, like, they can work as long as your image was exactly the same as theirs. Yeah. Lars says, don't use any presets in Lightroom though. I very often use infinite looks plugins. So again, another one with these infinite looks. Okay. John's saying he's making his kind of his own presets here for film, if I remember rightly. He's making his. I know John shoots a lot of film, so I think he's trying to make his own personal set of presets. Gail says she uses the Reverie Oak Creative. I've opened that up in a second. We'll have a look. And then Steve gave us a link to just a bunch of free presets as well. Okay, so so these ones here. This is the one that this is what Danny recommended. Lux Lens. Again, I haven't heard of any of these guys. I mean, I didn't know where the auto button was, so I'm not really the best person to ask about about the latest and greatest Lightroom updates. But I mean, these look pretty heavy, I would say. I mean, I haven't seen before and after. So what does it say? Masterpiece collection of Brixton film, emotive presets and AI tools created for the modern photographer. Okay. So I will say that, presets like this just love a lot of light, a lot of data in the image, right? So like daylight shots, this is great for. We got before and the after there, so it's clean enough. Yeah, it's nice and simple enough, nothing crazy there. They got tons here, so it's interesting, the price. So I wonder how many you get in that Lux AI Retouch Toolkit. Okay, I don't know how many you get in these. AI Toolkit, eh? Here you go. Lux Portrait Pro Artificial Intelligence Retouch Toolkit, Lightroom presets. I mean, for 16 quid, I'm kind of tempted to see what on earth that could possibly have. It's just using the auto function, right? That's what it's doing. AI, mate, AI. But yeah, look, I mean, Danny's saying, I'm not sure which ones Danny has. If you're still here, Danny, they make specific AI for skin, portrait. Gotcha, Danny. Okay, thank you for clearing that up. Yeah. Any sets in here you could recommend, Danny? Any ones that you've tried that you think have been good, that you like? Because there's a lot here. All right. Ooh, there's a nice little bright and airy ones for a tenner. How many did you get in there? Does it say how many? Includes 10. Jake is literally right there. 10 presets for a tenner. £1 a preset. Can't do better than that, guys. Okay. Yeah, they've got a lot there. Okay. Right, so that's what Danny was saying. So Danny says, I only use the Lux Quick Fix. Lux Quick Fix. All right. It's not jumping out at me, but I'll have a look. They've got... Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll have a look. But yeah, okay. Well, at least we know now. At least we know what the mobile presets. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so that one, we got that one there from Danny recommended. We've got a couple of people recommended this one, this infinite color thing. So this is for Photoshop. So this is a streamlined color grading Photoshop plugin. So does anybody use this? Anybody in chat use this? Is this the one? Oh, that's nice. Oh shit, that was the before. Look, I am not the right customer for this. I was like, this is really nice. I love this. No, Jake, this is what we do. Christ. Oh, this is Practique's. Oh shit. Look, all joking aside, Practique knows what he's talking about, right? He knows his stuff. I am not the target audience for this, but like he definitely knows what he's talking about. So I mean this is all high quality images, man. These are beautiful images. Yeah, absolutely incredible images. I mean, if it's good enough for these guys, it's good enough for us, right? Nice. Yeah. So what do they do then? Is this so you just load it into your Photoshop and then use just like a series of actions and stuff? Let's have a look. Last thing I looked at before migrating to Capture One was they shared editing styles where you can use other people's settings from the cloud and apply them to your own images. Yeah. So if you like to look, you could copy settings stack on your own image. Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. Before with the kid and the dog is outrageously flat compared to what most people get without knowing what they do. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about the raw, right? Or are you talking about afterwards? Yeah. I mean, it was a foggy day. It was. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's gone now, but yeah. Or is it still there? Or is that a different company? I don't know. The raws, like the base, that was a base raw. Yeah. Get the Alox quick AI. It fixes everything on your image. Click these styles. Okay. I only use I've used infinite color, but you didn't like it. Okay. It randomly assigned. Okay. I got that infinite color thing. Never knew how to use it properly. Okay, you tried it as well, Vlad. Okay. But it's like a panel that you get into Photoshop, right? I used version 1 was great, upgraded it, and it was shite. For what? For this one, Jamie. Or at least not to get a good grade. Okay, yeah, maybe check the websites before you stream. Wow, Wayne. Wow, this is called reaction content, Wayne. Yeah. If you need to get on board with the new trends, MBM CMX one they make highlight more for the color grading. It lets you sample the colors and create gradients. Okay. So you get to designate more of what you. Yeah, I suppose like more of an overview of your personal look. Okay. Dave says, yeah, I tried the infinite color and infinite texture thing, could never get my head around it really. Okay. I had a tough time getting that to work. So we're still talking about infinite color. See, this is why, Wayne, I don't check beforehand. Because if I'd come in here and gone, guys, this is amazing. You've got to check this out. You guys would have torn me to shreds. Color is basically randomized actions that you cycle through to give you something you like. Oh, interesting. I do remember seeing something like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now that you say that, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. So just giving you, giving you inspiration. Yeah, giving you inspiration. Yeah. How to use the Mac and a lower efficiency mode support. Never got it resolved. Okay, so you couldn't get it to work on your system. Okay. Yeah, that's the one. It's basically a series of actions. You have flexibility and can change image layers, but compared to what it was before, makes it worse. Right. Okay. So like one for curves, one for gradient, etc. Interesting way. It just plays a bunch of. Okay. This is the create button. So that's probably what it is then, right? So you just need to create and then you choose ones that you like. See, maybe here it's got like warmer and editorial. Maybe you can convince it to go one way or the other. Okay. Exactly that. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Tell us more, Jake. Yeah, tell us more. If it's so good, tell us. Yeah. Yeah. So the other one we got here is that one of you suggested was Infinite Tools. So for Wayne's benefit, this is my live reaction to it. So again, looking like, well, is this a Photoshop thing? Collaboration between experienced retoucher, digital artist. So again, so plugins for Photoshop by the looks of it, and again, I mean, not expensive. So that takes you into there. Okay, so we've got the black and white. These are a bit more pricey. 60 quid for the skin. So I presume that's just running a skin action in Photoshop. Oh, this is the panels you guys are talking about, right? I see. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Did you guys? This is a serious question. Yeah, but you guys, did you learn anything from using this? I mean, like maybe it's not giving you what you wanted in your head and that sort of thing. I totally get that. Maybe it's not giving you the consistency you were after or something like that. But did you learn anything from running these actions? Did you go, okay, they're using, like, can you see the actions and what these panels are doing? Can you kind of pick it apart from there and sort of learn, retouching knowledge from what these tools are doing? Was it useful in that regard, or is it all locked away in this panel thing here? Pretty sure it requires astrophysics qualification. Is it really? You guys are really making me want to open this up. I really want to see it now. Yeah. Is it because I'm running Lightroom? Is that why it's lagging out? Okay, I'll hide my mouth. Maybe that helps it. It's in sync for Dave, Vlad. It must be your Transylvanian McDonald's Wi-Fi. We've got a review here from Danny. Nice. Have a look at that. Thank you, Danny. Is this... Do I need to open that up? Maybe I won't open that up here, Danny. Have a look later. I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. No, sadly, it made color grading more confusing than infinite color presets. Do like in Lightroom, yes, but I can deconstruct. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I love about the presets in Lightroom is that you can download a bunch if you want. There's some free ones out there and that sort of thing, but you can see exactly what it's doing and you can learn a ton from it. And that's kind of what I was alluding to here, Chris, which is, and you've just answered that in that you said, no, sadly, it made color grading a little more confusing. So yeah, kind of counterintuitive there. Skin creates a gradient map for the skin based on what it selects. I follow the videos, but I'm missing something. Haven't got the eye for it. Okay, so it's not a one-click solution. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. So there is a little bit more. See, this was always my argument with frequency separation as well. Is that I think it was, everybody was touting it. Oh my God, it's totally revolutionized the way that I retouched. And for me, you needed, in my opinion, you needed a fairly decent understanding of what you wanted before going into it, which is, I think my retouching personally, what I teach is a little bit more user friendly. You just, you got to mask out like the eyeballs and stuff like that. But anybody can do that. It's not particularly difficult. Yeah. Welcome, Vlad. Welcome. Okay. I think we've shit on that enough. We can probably move on. So this one was another one that was recommended. So Reverie Oak here. So it looks like we got some nostalgic preset vibes. Okay. Let's have a look at the before and afters. That's what we came here for. Before and afters. Come on. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Which one is before? Like, oh, okay. That's showing you just different ones. Okay, cool. Whew. I was going to say, like, if that's the before, that's gorgeous. But that's a nice preset. That one. Some of these are good, man. Some of these are good. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a wedding shooter or anything like that, but that wall looks AI generated, but a nice. I mean, to be like, they're good shots to begin with, right? Like those ones are some of the better ones I've seen. Yeah. I mean, if you're into that kind of look, yeah, they got a ton here. This is good. This is a good recommendation. I forget who recommended this. Was it Gail who recommended this? But yeah, these are good ones. Yeah. Okay. Shop. Let's have a look. What the prices on these? What we're looking at? We're looking at. Add to cart is just no. It's like it's just priceless. Like, hey, got one of yours in here, Wayne. Let's have a look. 86. Okay, so we got $86, 12 color presets, 2 black and whites, 3 creative profiles, 5 brushes, 9 one-click modifiers. Okay, so they're doing do a lot there. Okay. But look, I mean, I can't argue with some of those colors though. They're good. Yeah, they're good. So if it was Gail who recommended those, thank you for those. They look good. Wayne, you started this. You said I was unprepared for this. Green hues go to yellow and green luminance goes to -20. See, Vlad's given out his free presets right here. Just dial it in, guys. Lightroom Fix Artificial Intelligence Toolkit, Lightroom Presets, $19. Can't argue with that. Yeah. What else we got here? We got... Oh, Steve sent us this one. So this one as well, just got a bunch of... He found this. So I thought I'd share it with you guys as well. Have a look. Free presets in there. Check those out if you're interested. And look, I'm not saying that these are all going to be amazing, but the important thing is that's toxic. The important thing with these is download them like these and that sort of stuff. Open them up, play them, or click on them and see what they're doing. Right, see what each of them are doing. So. This is what I mean. So, like here, right? For example, what we were saying, like Steve was saying, he's got his, hero shot. He creates his preset for that hero shot and then transfers it across. The same thing is, for me, all these here, right? I've got ones for the workshops here that I run. I've got, beauty ones here, and I've got. Let's have a look. So this is orange and blue, right? So I scroll down here to just a few presets, and it's really useful because I name them all based on the model's name. It's really useful. Here we go, orange and blue. Just put my hand on it, just like that, guys. And then these ones are from previous shoots. These are the model names that I've used, and then I've brought in a few. I've saved a few of the settings from those shoots, right? So we can just click on one, and then we can see over here, right, that we've got all the different settings and stuff in here. So, it's not quite there yet. So we need to bring it in. Like, presets are not this one-click solution. We've got to come in there, play around with it a little bit. Come down here, give this a little bit of love. Let's have a look. Come up to these colors. What we got? So we just want to bring out the blues just a little bit. It's a little bit dark on the face there. Just bring that up a touch. What we got? Let's have a look. Oh, right. So here we can darken down these oranges a bit if we want, just to make that color pop a little bit. That's looking pretty damn good. That's. If I do say so myself. So yeah, right. I mean, that's nothing crazy there. I mean, we could just come in here, just tweak that a little bit. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Right. So now what we do is we can just go right. This is the end of our shoot. We can go right, new preset. Come up there, develop new preset, and then we can go what group. New group. Let's have a look. So let's make some presets. So let's do that. Okay, and then orange and blue. So what I'll do is I'll just put some of these together. I'll save them, and then I'll just upload them to Dropbox, and then you guys can download them and have a play, right? So let's just create that. Boom. So what was that called? There it is. I literally forgot what it's called. So cool, there it is in there, right? So let's carry on. Let's have a look at let's have something like this, right? So let's reset that. So we want to come up to these. Oh, we got like beauty. We've got some beauty in here. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Scroll around some of these. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple, clean. Let's keep it clean, right? Let's click on that. Right, then over here we got all this stuff that's going on over here. I mean, obviously you could just click auto and just skip all this, but you know, for those of us that aren't aware of that feature, nothing too bad. Be a touch bright. Let's darken it down a little bit. So whenever you click on these presets as well, if you download them or something like that, just check like some of the things here. Like, so sometimes this will be checked. So just make sure if you come down to lens correction, sometimes it'll be checked. So I'm actually gonna click it, but I'm just going to bring in some vignette, so it's not totally crazy. Yeah, because remember that if you're downloading a preset and it's got that checked, it may take away some of the quality of your lens that you're looking for and that sort of thing. So just make sure you always turn that off and on, see if it's working, doing anything for you. I'm pretty much there now on this one, nothing crazy. See what that's doing. That's just popping up the blues in the eyeshadow. So nice and simple, keep it clean, right? So new preset. So keep it in there. White background. But now you can choose which of these to turn off and on when you're saving them, right? If you're like, oh, I don't want this to be saved next time, right? We can turn that off. So we definitely don't want because I made adjustments to my lens in there, right? So if I don't want this to be added to all of my subsequent images that I'm going to apply this preset to, just click that off, right? So create that one. Okay, let's do a couple more. We got here. Let's have a look at this one. Let's reset that from that. Let's have a look. So this is what gelled flare. So let's come down here. That would come under. Now, the longer you shoot, the more of these types of setups you're going to have, right? Maybe even if you're a wedding shooter, right, and you've got, I don't know, I do backlit sunset, right, and you've made something for that shot. You save the preset and just put it in a folder, backlit sunset date, and then when you're doing a wedding next time and you got backlit sunset, you just boom, click on that. You're already a lot of the work done for you, and you can tweak it from there. But start building these preset folders yourselves, right? Start making them yourselves. So let's come down through here. We've got plenty to choose from here. Hey? Got some retro, got some Vlad vibes here. Let's keep it simple. Let's have a look. So because I've overexposed this image, you see, I'm making a preset here that is going to darken down these highlights. Now, if you bring this into one of your images that isn't overexposed like mine is, you're going to be, it's not going to give you great results. Yeah. So don't be afraid to check all these. So we could warm it up, make the skin warm, but I'm just going to dial that back, keep it nice and clean. So always be checking the white balance in your presets as well. Okay, come down here. Let's give it a little bit of love down here. Okay. So that's still real bright. So let's have a look. So what we could do, if you click on this little thing here on the curves, right, and then you click on the area, it will target the specific area that you want to darken down. So here, for example, if I just click and drag here, I can, and you see over on the curve over there, it's added a dot and it's bringing it down. Yeah. Okay. Maybe a bit much, but let's try that as well. Okay. So lastly, let's have a look. We got here. Let's give that a little bit of kick in there. Cool. Okay. So again, let's try develop new preset. Gelled flare. So again, white balance is going to be a big one as well that I sometimes will and will not check on and off, right? Because white balance is something that adjusts hugely in my images. So sometimes I will save these without this checked. I'm going to leave it on for now, but you may find that it dramatically changes your shot, you know? So let's do a couple more. Let's have a look. So we do, what have we done? We've done 3. Let's make 5. Let's make a pack of 5. So what we got here. So let's see what we got. So this will be orange, pink, and blue. And let's have a look. Orange and blue, orange, pink, and blue. We've got some crazy ones here. Clean color, start there. Okay, start there, nice. Right, so here I can see we got some grain. So we want to just get rid of that, right? Here we got some grain, we want to get rid of that. Okay. Now, one thing, actually, here's a good opportunity to talk about like bringing in presets. So Vlad in chat sent me some presets just to show you guys here on stream. So if you want to download some presets, let's do that now. So let's say, okay, Jake's given me some of these presets. Let's add them. You just scroll right up to the top here and click on this, and then go import presets. Right. So I downloaded the ones that Vlad gave me earlier on. Let's have a look. Here we go. So Vlad's given me these here. So let's drag that in and just import those. So they're up here. So he's given us these, well, me, actually, not us, but me. Oh, it's really lagging then. Yeah, so he's just given these to me for like grain, just to check out. If you're still in chat, Vlad, you know, just throw a comment in there to a link to where people can go check these out if they want. I'm not sure whether you're giving any away for free or anything like that, but send them where you want to check them out. But yeah, he's just given me some ones here to play with, and he's just got some set up for grain and bits and pieces like that he uses for his kind of cinema shots, right? So let's kind of right, let's turn the grain off on that one. Okay. Oh, he's had a grain some other way. Okay, let me just reset this, start again. Okay. So yeah, thanks for sharing those, Vlad. I will we'll have a look at those. Interesting. I'm sure I removed the grain, but it was still grain on there. Don't know how you're doing that. Fair play. I will have a look at that in more detail later on. But yeah, they're cool. What are we doing? So orange, pink, orange, pink, and blue. Here we go. Click on that one. Right. So again, it's okay, but we definitely want to darken these down. Like here, right? The stomach's a bit bright, so we can come into the curve. And then we'll brighten it back up here. Okay. So this is the thing that is going to really mess up presets wise for you, because this curve is really dependent on this type of image and the way that, you know, I've kind of maybe mislit it and that sort of thing. So, you know, when you guys bring this into yours, like this is not going to be ideal for you at all. So just keep that in mind. Right, darken that down. Just open this up and then bring back a little bit of contrast. All right, let's come down, let's give it some colors. So here, I'm just kind of looking at the orange down here. I don't want it to be too reddy, so I'm just going to remove some of that. It's looking good. Okay, it's not looking bad. Let's go with that. Okay, so develop new preset, and we got orange, pink, and blue. Save that one. So what's that? That's four. I mean, that's enough, right? Or let's just quickly do one more. Let's have a look. So what we got. Some of these are spicy. Whew. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay, let's go with that one. Just open this up a little bit. That's very contrasty for me, but we're just going to go with it. Yeah, that is in there. Okay, that's a bit more palatable. Okay, I can live with that. How many years ago was this taken? Does it show you? No. These are old, these images. So again, make sure you're playing with the white balance on these. Play around with the tint as well. Okay. Maybe just darken this down a little bit. Ooh, yeah, there you go. Okay. Okay, right. So that is a punchy one, but you know, let's go with it. Let's go with it. Let's go bright and contrasty. Cool. Okay, so now let's find that. Let's find that folder, and we can export that folder, right? So Let's have a look. So we're looking for L, right? Here we go. So you can see this. I mean, these are the other presets that I've just made with the other ones. You can see how that's nuts. Right. So let's export this group. Let's whack it in downloads for now. Right, let's see if that's actually done it. Let's have a look. Boom, there it is. Nice. Okay. Okay. Right, so we got the, let's upload it onto my Dropbox here. Let's have a look. Upload files. It's been years since I used Dropbox. Let's have a look. Let's pop that in there. JHP. Right, so pop that in there. Copy link. Hey, who said I was old and past it? I'm all over this technology stuff. Nice. Okay, right. Let's pop that in chat. There you guys go. Simple as that. Just check if anybody can just download those. Just check that they're working. That'd be cool. But it should be all good. Should be all good. Yeah. Right. What we got here then? Oh, I forgot to mention that they are so heavy that they will make your computer lag. Right, Vlad. Okay, so is that what was going on? Yeah, that my laptop took an absolute dump then. Yeah, go check the masks. Right. Okay, Vlad. Thank you. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. I will have a look at those later. But yeah, thank you. I was watching. I was like, what is? I just loaded those, and my laptop was absolutely just killing it. Yeah. There you guys, that's the link. Have a look at that. That one you saw in the grain panel. It's just an easy way to modify the size and roughness because it's shared with the mask. Gotcha. Okay. I like in the info if you want Lightroom to show you info about your photo on top of it. Oh, you got to click on that. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, cool. Right. Right. Did anybody manage to download those? Are they working? Are they all there? Close this. Vlad tried to crash the stream. Right. Okay. Hey, thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that, buddy. Yeah. Did you manage to load them into Lightroom, or you just downloaded them, or you just grabbed the link? Yeah. It's fine if you're not at your PC. I just wanted to make sure that there was actually ones there that did actually work. Yeah. Oh, nice one, Chris. Legend. Well done, mate. Cool. Okay. So, just wrap up the thing there on Lightroom presets. Definitely use them, but I think like many of us have said here, use them as this kind of foundational tool to buy them, download them, apply them, and then kind of look what people have done. Right, look at what people have done to the curves, look at what done to the colors, the calibration. Look at what people are doing in there and kind of learn from the presets, and then like Steve was saying and others, go in there and kind of start when you're doing a shoot. Think about what sort of shoot this is: backlit, sunset, orange and blue gels, high key studio, right? And then after you've finished working on your images in Lightroom, save that preset, put it in a folder like I've done, and then when you next come do that sort of shoot again, then you can just go to that and go, okay, what is this white background studio? Boom, go in there and you just go, click on them as you saw me doing there. Now, they're never going to just be one click and done. You're always going to have to, adjust them a little bit, but can certainly give you a head start, right? Speeding up your workflow, just getting faster. Yeah. So, a lot of people don't use presets because they're under this banner of like they're terrible, and for the most part they certainly can be, but if you use them as an educational tool to make your own presets for your own workflow, highly recommend doing that. Yeah. Right then. Anybody got any questions on that, then let me know by all means. But yeah, thank you guys. Miriam, you got them? Yep, no worries. Good, good. I'm glad you got them. Vlad, thank you. Cool, they work. Perfect. Thank you guys. Excellent. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, right. Let's have a look at what you beautiful people have been sharing. Let's have a quick look at these. See what we got. Can I please ask chat, should Jake live stream on YouTube? Want to see him bring in the monies. So yeah, that is like YouTube, streaming on YouTube. The only reason I don't stream on YouTube is because of notifying people, right? So how, like when I go live here, presumably everybody gets, and I would assume that you guys get notified, right? Do you get told? You know, if I was to do it on YouTube, I was wondering, okay, in chat, is there, would you, if I was to stream on YouTube, would you watch it there? Or you'd be like, you know, probably not, or I'd forget, or I wouldn't remember. I mean, maybe I'll do a couple and see what the reaction is like. But yeah, it is a good shout, Wayne. It's a good shout. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I could still use the Facebook, like share an image here and go back to it. Yeah. I haven't got a notification in ages. So you are just remembering to come here from Instagram or something like that. Or yeah, from setting up a notification on Instagram. So if Facebook isn't telling you, then okay, yeah. You used to get notifications for live on Facebook, but not anymore since the last few times. Okay, so you're not getting notifications either, Miriam. Okay, right. Hey, no worries, Matt. Yeah, no worries. I set alarms so I don't miss the streams. Gotcha. So my main argument for Facebook was the notifications, but you guys aren't even getting it anyway. Okay, interesting. Maybe I'll give it a go then. Yeah. Ever thought about streaming on Twitch? I mean, it's. I mean, I watch a lot of Twitch, so it's not like, it's not like I wouldn't, but not a lot of people would have the app, like the sort of people that would be maybe listening or watching here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe everybody's got Twitch and that's it. But see, Danny's like, oh yeah, I'm used to like the Facebook. So he's, probably alluding to there that it's just easier to say on Facebook, which is fine. So James said, James, you got notified. So you got a Facebook notification from this page, James. Okay. So Paul gets remembered from the emails I send out. That's fair. By the way, YouTube could be more than 720p. That is also another good point, Vlad. Yeah, that is also another good point. I know, like, the VoDs are watchable, but, yeah, it's a good point. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I'll try a couple. Yeah. Play Destiny on Twitch while seeing people's work. You gotta get those bounties done, Wayne. Gotta get those bounties done. Right, let's have a look at these then. Yeah. There's, thanks for bringing that up, Wayne. That is something that I wanted to think about. Yeah, so that's good. Yeah. Miriam says, yeah, I do get the emails as well. That's how I know about the live. So again, yeah, so you're getting the emails rather than actually Facebook. Okay. So maybe it is a false economy. So first one from Vlad here. Beautiful image, Vlad. And I'm, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm guessing that this is with your like 3D printed diopter thing that you've got in there. Is that how you're kind of creating this kind of look with the lens? If you don't mind sharing what lens you're on. This is going to be one stupid question, but do you have any tip on how to keep LED lamp balanced as power output with natural light without having to adjust it every minute, completely ruin the flow? So I presume you're talking about A, either the sun going down, or B, clouds going in front of the sun, right? Hey, Andrew. And if that's what you mean, and that is, yeah, that is an issue. There is no... Yeah, there's the only way that I've got around it in the past is by changing the light entirely, i.e. by heavily scrimming it. So if you're heavily scrimming the light that's on the subject, it's not relevant for you because you're worried about the background light. So when I was doing it before, when the model's been scrimmed, it just felt like the fluctuations of the clouds going in and out of the sun were far less noticeable. But direct answer to your question is, I'm not aware of it. Cinema must have something for that, right? They've probably just got some poor sod standing on the light, turning it up and down as the as the clouds go in and out, just like the focus puller, right? Can you imagine doing that job? It is a valid point, though. Yeah, I mean, I've only done a handful of daylight shoots in the last couple of years, and every time the cloud was going in, I'm consciously, switching the f-stop on the lens, or shutter speed, whatever, to kind of accommodate. But it is a pain. It is a pain. So Vlad says, yeah, this is 3D printed ring and 35mm. So this is 35mm then. So this is shot on film. Is it? On film. Okay. Nice. Is it? That's crisp. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. I haven't know. There's no real CC from me here, man. This is looking great. I don't think. I mean, anything that I would suggest here is going to be super subjective. No 35mm AFD. Oh, okay, right. I was going to say, like, those highlights are blown like digital. That's not blown 35mm. Yeah. So Dave says, road light controlled by phone, adjust the slider as needed. Not perfect. Saves going back and forth. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, yep, you're right, Dave. Yeah, something like that. But again, you're kind of manually do it. So you're adjusting the light, which is one way to do it. When it's clouds, I was just doing it with the aperture just because it's faster. But yeah, beautiful shot, Vlad. Yeah, I love the colors. Yeah, really nice. Yeah, I'm proud you thought it was film made for a sec. Well, yeah, I was sus because it's sharp and the highlights don't blow out like film do. But yes, it is very very close to film. I will give you that. Yeah. You've got rounded corners here. Yeah, beautiful shot, Vlad. Yeah, beautiful. Colors are really nice as well. Yeah. Got one from Brett here. Hey Jake, shooting simpler things, loving it. Maybe not the best fit here, but thought I would share. Oh, you're good, man. You're good. This is one slightly cropped, but that's it. I always remember Helmut Newton doing this. Shot Sevilla to Sanchez, which I loved, where he shot up the body. Of sorts. Okay. Yeah. And this is, I think doing anything different, Brett. And what I mean by different, I mean different from your norm, right? Different from what you would normally shoot. And I would encourage anybody to try something a little bit left field to what you would normally shoot, because you invariably learn something, right? So, Brett here is maybe being a little bit, getting a bit abstract, right? Looking at the body from different angles, coming in super close. Even just like a simple project that you could, play with, or anybody can play with, is getting super close to the subject, like super zoomed in, like Brett's doing here. It's really interesting. It's really interesting to shoot like that, because you kind of feel a bit uncomfortable about it, and but as soon as you start to do it, you start to compose things that you hadn't seen before. So yeah, I mean, I think it's great that you're experimenting with this and playing with this, and looking at especially the human body from different angles and seeing what fits. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I mean, it's crisp as well. I really like the slice of shadow that you've got there, and that we can still see data in the body there. It hasn't gone completely black. That's nice. It's good. Vlad says, yeah, rounded corners, something I saw on someone's IG to make the image blend with dark mode IG. And one more of the idiotic things I can add to my arsenal of stuff that annoys the viewer. It's not for me. The rounded corners isn't for me, but I can see how it would denote a nostalgic vibe. Yeah. Shot from Ryan here. This is looking good. Hi Jake, I've been focused on building new studio for the past 6 months, so I've missed a bunch of live streams, but hoping to attend today. You are here, nice one. Yeah, here is one of the first shoots in my new place. The backdrop is Savage Translum. I never was always unsure how to pronounce that. That I use so much, and with an optical spot, the green gel from behind. Oh, it's a rear projection, nice. Yeah, in the front we have the beauty dish filled, two Godox tube lights for the highlights on the pants. Okay, this is cool, man. Yeah, and well done on doing this shot, because this is super clean, and it's actually very difficult to get the perfect circle that you've got here when you're trying to light it from the front. But doing it from the back like this enables you to not worry about trying to get a light in behind the model and that sort of thing, and enables you to get this perfectly round background. So absolutely nailed it on that. Yeah. So great use of it. Also, like, you know, what you're doing here with the colors. Hello, Photoshop. Did I lose Photoshop? Hello? What's that? Is that going to open? Okay. Look at my Photoshop. Can I get it from in here? I've never, like, what on earth was that? Can I not open Creative Cloud? What am I being? I'm having a brain fart, obviously. Is it because I updated it? Oh, no. Oh, because I updated it and it got confused. Okay, that's my bad. Yeah, forgot I updated it. Yeah. You never update anything before you go live, Jake. What were you thinking? We're talking about this. Oh yeah, talking about this and the and getting that rear projection. That's good. And right, let's copy that image. I just wanted to. I don't think there's anything like. There's nothing crazy that we need to do with this one. Are we good? I was just like the skin just looking a bit grey. I was just thinking that, you know, maybe we could. Oh, here it is. Look, here it is. Look, AI creeping in. Just give it a little bit of warmth in there. Nothing crazy. Yeah. I don't think we need to do. I was just kind of curious as to whether we could kind of double down on these lights a little bit, just to harmonize the pinks and greens a little bit, but personal preference at the end of the day. Yeah. Great shot, really well executed as well. Nice thinking to have the actual tubes there to create some highlights on the leggings, because yeah, if they'd just been like super dark, that would have been rough, right? If it's just been black here and then black on the background. So good thinking on that front. And you know, I think it's subtle. You know, you've showed shape and texture there without trying to overlight them. I think you've done a good job there. Obviously, we spoke about the super clean circle in the background, light on the model's face, super clean as well, up nice and high, casting nice strong shadows below, catch lights in the eyes. Good stuff, man. Yeah, good stuff. Good job. Thank you for sharing that one. Darius, whew, man, absolutely killing it these days. Yeah, this is absolutely gorgeous stuff from Darius here. And you know, we remember him as a young whippersnapper in here with his long exposure, and look at him now, eh? They grow up so fast. Absolutely crazy. Beautiful image, Darius. Yeah, so much going on here. Probably can't see it on the stream, but we got stars up here as well. We've got beautiful reflections on the lake. You know, incredible light painting. Like nailed not only the exposure of that, but also the actual pattern itself works beautifully well in tune with the model. Just absolutely nailed it. Look at that angle with the arm. Model's done a remarkable job of staying unbelievably still. I think you shared one of these before, and I was like, oh, I love the, you know, like you even managed to get the, you know, the smoke coming in there. And he said, you know, to be honest, that was a total accident. We've got to take these wins where we can, you know. You have something happen like that, you've got to capitalize on it. Absolutely beautiful work, man. Beautiful work. Yeah. We'll get to it, Brady. We'll get to it. I'll have a look. Yeah. And let's have a look. Yeah, Derek, thank you for sharing that. There's nothing to be said there. It's absolutely incredible work, harmonizing colors. This is just, yeah, top stuff. I mean, absolutely flawless work, man. Yeah, great stuff. Difficult. There's a lot going on here with exposures and that sort of stuff. Everything is clean. Yeah, beautiful work. Beautiful work. So we got Danny here saying edited with the Lux lens presets. So this is something that so Danny, you're saying you got the presets here. So it's difficult to know what is you and what is the presets here. But you should be careful with this exposure of this blue. Is starting to reach kind of a saturation limit. So what's kind of happening here is that we've kind of lost a little bit of tonality from the skin here, from the blues, because it's kind of got to this. The blue is given you enough blue, and then I got nothing more to give you, and then it starts to kind of clump up. So we kind of lose a little bit of tonality here, and this is where we can kind of see this stepping that happens at the edges here. Beyond that, just be real careful of where your lights are in relation to your subject and their pose, right? Lighting is about that synergy between pose and light. So here we've obviously got the blue coming here, which ordinarily wouldn't be too bad, but now we're kind of underlighting sort of underneath the face, right? So we've just got to be mindful of that, as to think how we can kind of combat that. So one thing we can do is we've got a little bit of orange here. I think one thing that we can do is we can try and look at the dominant and recessive colors that we're using. Now, for the most part, this is not always the case, but for the most part, orange tends to be the dominant color when used adjacent to blue. So, blue tends to be the recessive color. So with that in mind, sometimes with this sort of darker blue here, we can kind of get away with that. So sorry, blue is the dominant color. So we kind of want this blue to be the key, because you can see in all of my shots, for the most part, I'm using blue as kind of the key, right? Blue is the key, and then orange is the edge lights. That's because blue is going to be the dominant color and orange is going to be the recessive color, right? So we're using blue as the key there. We got, so here as well, we're using blue as the key, and then orange as the fill, which is going to be the recessive light. Yeah. So when you're using blue and orange like this, try and think about how we can use blue as the key light, as the dominant color, and then using orange as the fill light, as the recessive color. So maybe switching these two lights around would give us more power from above here. There's something to think about. Yeah. Hold still, I know, right? That looked like a long exposure. She seemed to be rock solid in that. So Danny says, I saw on the skin and was trying to separate the colors on the face and neck so you could see the difference. Okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah. We can see. I can definitely see the color difference there. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just trying to give you ways of how we can bring the power back to the top of the face, so that we're lighting, having that more dramatic light from above. That's all. But yeah. So a shot from Chris here. So recent cosplay shoot that I did, I used a snoot as, it's looking cool, Chris. Yeah, it's the key light, blue gelled umbrella, camera right to surface fill. Nice. The Westcott optical snoot is the background to create the pattern. Okay, I've used a similar setup before. My general thinking is using the snoot to create an area of clean white light on the face for some separation. I tried using without, had her face the blue, fill light act as the key, but I felt I just got too lost in a suit. Okay, hear what you're saying. Yeah. Do you think using the white light on the face is the right call, or should I have tried a different color gel for the face to keep more cinematic vibe? Great question, Chris. And I think you're asking the right questions. You're thinking the right thing. So yeah, brilliant. Firstly, great image. Love the idea, the concept, and execution great as well. Love this silver mylar on the floor. Very difficult to deal with full body shots like this. I love the fact that this scuffed mylar is actually breaking up that pattern. So it rather than it trying to be like a mirror or anything like that, I think it works really, really well. So I think this silver mylar sheet on the floor is actually, genius idea. It really helps to not only get the full body, which is notoriously difficult to do, but also helps to maintain the color that's in the rest of the shot. So I think that's a great idea. Just on the pose, just watch when we have just a single body of color. In this instance, literally, just watch the pose where limbs can get lost. So like the blue limb against blue limb can get lost. It's just something to consider about how we can move the model to keep that separated. I personally would agree with you in thinking that having just a pool of light up here helps to separate it. Now, I think you've gotten away with this. You could maybe get away with going just a touch darker if you thought this was too fake, but I think what you've done is the right play. I understand your question about should it just be blue. I don't think so. I think this works because it feels like she is like her face is separate from the body anyway. It feels like her body is blue rather than you've lit her being blue. I think this works. So I think you've done a really good job there. So the only area which is kind of interesting that this ties into kind of what we were chatting about was that hotspot, right? So we were talking today about the hotspot of this thing. Right, so the optical snoot, right? We're just talking about the optical snoot versus the Godox spotlight, right? This is what we're talking about. This hotspot here, right? Something to think about, Chris. If you're in love with these types of shots, if you can get your hands on one of these to at least test or hire for a day or something like that, just to play with, it's going to elevate these shots from cool to okay, because you're going to have edge to edge. It's going to look super clean. Something to think about. But you're asking the right questions. I think this is really well executed. Love some of the workarounds you've got here with the mylar and the the pool of light on the face. I think it's really good. Yeah, really good. And I would definitely agree that was the right thing to do. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, definitely will be looking into that. Though all our lights at the school are personal and personal are Bowen mounts, which is what that is. That is Bowen's mount. Yeah, this is Bowen's mount. Yeah, which is the S fit. So, even if you hide it for a day or something like that, if you could try and get it hard for a day, I think you might. Yeah. Yeah. No worries, Chris. Yeah, no worries. All good. Yeah. Dave turning up late. Hey, let the rabble in. Dave says Sony underexposure good. Yeah, no worries, Chris. Yeah, have a good day, buddy. Sony underexposure recovery. Yes, Hey, what are we doing? Like AOS 2 didn't fire. Still favorable with the new AI noise reduction in Photoshop. Original comments. I mean, it is crazy, right? It is nuts. Like, what are we learning lighting for, right? It's nuts. Yeah. Hey, no worries, Paul. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be there, buddy. I'll look in a second. Yeah. That is impressive though, Dave. Yeah, it is impressive. Yeah, because that's got to be, it's got to be very, very dark. Yeah. I mean, I know, I've mentioned it. I know Vlad's mentioned it several times before, but the noise recovery or whatever they call it in Lightroom is borderline black magic in what it does. I mean, I was blown away. I mean, I shoot in the studio, so I very rarely have noisy images, but it has happened, and it does unbelievable things to it. Yeah. It's interesting though, Dave. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. So Jamie's got one here. So Jamie says, so remember that straight out of cam shot from about a month ago? I remember everything you sent me, Jamie. And you suggested bouncing a light instead of using an umbrella for the bottom part of the image. Well, that was the closest I got. 4 lights, one with beauty dish, one behind with yellow gel. So this one up here, either side bouncing into silver reflectors. And yes, I know the cortex at the bottom needs sorting. I'll be done for time for the book. Yeah, this all needs more work, especially as a little 3x5 by 3 meter studio. Nice. Okay. 2 more things. Thought you'd be playing with the Phantom Liberty. I know, right? It's out. It's out. When was it out? Yesterday? Weekend? Yeah. I was playing the first Descendant beta. It was actually really cool. It was really good. But yeah, I'll definitely be getting that expansion. Everybody seems to be raving about it, so that's good, man. Yeah. Looking forward to that. And Mandy, I know, yeah, I will watch it. I will, I swear. This is good stuff. So I noticed here we got in some flare on these highlights. Are you using I don't know if you're still in chat, Jamie, but are you using a lens filter on here? We got this nice little. I kind of like it. It's nice little glow on these speculars. So you are saying that this is bounced off the floor. You suggested bouncing a light instead of using an umbrella for the bottom part of the image. So is that what you're doing here? Because like it seems, like we've got data here. We've got a lot of data here. It seems clean. I think that if you can't tell you're using a fill light, I think that's kind of the sweet spot for me. Sometimes fill lights are subjective, but I think sometimes you can go a little bit overboard with fill lights, but I think it's looking good. Yeah, it's looking good. Lens filter, black mist. Yeah, nice. Okay. Yeah, cool. I think it's perfect. It works really well on these highlights. Just a little bit of a kiss of flare without it being too much. Kind of nice up here as well. That's cool. Yeah. And Honorec Photoshop filter from Composite Nation. Okay. Not sure what that is, but yeah, it's okay. I'll have a look at that. This is good stuff, Jamie. Yeah, and like I say, I think that this is in a good spot in terms of the fill. Seems good. This is up to you. I would still maybe, if it's not too difficult, I won't do it here because it'll take too long. It's running long, but I would still try and is there any data in this? There's some there. I mean, I'll bitch and moan, but when it saves time like that, it's okay, We're doing it. So I just real quick, I just wanted to kind of you need to tweak this, but what I mean is just to take this jet black background just off of pure black. It doesn't need to be much, right? It doesn't need to be much, but just so there's a little bit more separation, just a touch more separation between the actual here and stuff. Just give a little bit of separation there. And if you're like, losing a bit of color there, we can still come in and just give it a tweak in there like that. Just to give it a kiss of blue in the black point, just to give us a tiny bit of extra separation against that very black, shiny PVC there, latex, whatever it is. The texture on the Corex I want to hide. I didn't. Okay. I have to zoom into a crutch then and get banned. That's nice. I can't see anything there. Maybe if you're worried about it, just add a little bit of noise in there, right? You just add a little bit of noise. That'd be good. But yeah, I can't see anything here. Maybe it's different on the high res and it's and it's an issue. But yeah, I didn't think it was too bad. Yeah. One from James here. Used a GVM light panel to do the red light. GVM light panel. GVM light panel, okay. No, that's not it. Hot sale. The hell did I click on? Oh, right. It's like, did I just go to YouTube? Oh, I like that. That's nice. Red and black. Big fan. Somebody show me a price, you buggers. That's 40 watts. It's not very bright, is it? 50. Okay. But very reasonable prices. Yeah, I haven't heard of those. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Where are they based? Anybody know? So he says, I use a GVM light panel to do the red light behind interface is lit with Road Light Neo 3. Okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, okay. Sorry, just reading a comment there. So I mean, overall, we got this red back here, which I think it helps to just add a little bit of separation between the subject and background. Kind of difficult, right? But I do like the way that you've balanced it with the red here and then the red coming in here on the hair. I think that works. I think that works really well. I mean, like the lighting looks clean. Like the red is certainly popping off. Are you getting it from Amazon, James? Okay. Do you know how much you paid for that? Like what size was the panel? Do you know how bright it is? That's a lot of questions, I know. But yeah, I think they've done a really good job here. And I think, like, you know, core thing being separating like this layers, right? So we have this red, then we have this white, and then we have this red again. I don't think it's like, we can clearly see where the model ends here, so I'm not too worried about this being like this black corner here. I am concerned about this black corner down here more so, but you know, if there was any data down there in the dress or the fabric or something, then just something like that would help. But I think it's really cool. Yeah. Good job. Oh, Nick, nice. An image I had to get out of my head, one speed light and real fire. Oh, really nice. This is cool, man. Yes, good stuff. And you know, I think it's great. You get you know, have these ideas in your head that you want to do something with. Yeah, I think that's cool. Yeah. And, you know, actually having the ability to act on it. So, you know, kind of similar thing here. Oh. Let's have a look. I think it's not too bad. I was just kind of curious. And then I was just looking at, like, maybe just, forgive me, but just, you know, like, I'm a little bit, just trying to do something. Just get some cinematic colors here. We kind of lock these colors together a touch more. Okay. But yeah, this is good stuff, man. Yeah, I like it a lot. Yeah, I think it's really cool. Like I said, just using one light and then using the fire as well. I think it's cool. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah. So just trying to open up, just to give it a little bit more shape down here, because I wanted to see that kind of shape coming down a little bit more there, and then I was just playing with the colors just to try and bring them more in line with each other in terms of harmony, but otherwise, yeah, Really cool. Really cool. Great job with the smoke as well. Yeah, works really, really well. And it's nuts actually how well his face is lit just from that fire. But that was warm. Yeah, that's cool though. Good stuff. Oh, nice one, James. Yeah, nice one. I'll have a look at those. Yeah. Okay. Oh wow, guys, great. Yeah, from shooting yesterday at the Emanuel Vingland Museum here in Oslo, a magical and weird location. So it's a first look sort of picture. In addition to the light tube seen in the shoot itself, one Pavo tube, two 30x at 60%, two Pavo 6Cs at 45%. That sneeze has been creeping up on me for ages. The background is lit by one big Kelvin EPOS 8 300 with a basic Bowens reflector, and another EPOS 300 aimed at her. There's so many different lights in there, it's nuts. With a 3-octa softbox on it. EPOS are expensive cob lights, 6-channel, 0 flicker, and sort of eye-opening to me. We shot 7 looks at that location in 5 hours with an up-down rig, and could not have done it with flashes. Interesting, yeah, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, true. Taken at 130 per second, ISO 300 f2, 50mm. Location itself is completely dark except for the lights we're bringing in. Nice, yeah. I mean that's the dream, right? Black location. I mean, I would, yeah. I mean, there's nothing really. I mean, you obviously got it under control with this, man. Yeah, there's nothing really to do here. I would just possibly even out this background just a tiny bit. So what I mean by that is I don't know why that one piece of tail or whatever it is, their hair is brighter than the others, but yeah. So I would probably spend a little bit of time trying to even that out, if at all possible. Like if you were bothered about it, so, you know, nothing wrong with it if you aren't, but if you were bothered about it. Right. I mean, it wouldn't be too much work just to get that even, and then like that weird tail thing there. Bizarre. Yeah, so just even out the background, and then I mean it's up to you, but I would probably just buzz these out, right? We don't, unless you needed them. I mean, you probably could have done that with what's it going to give us? A snake. So that's actually not good. Interesting. What if I was to just go content aware? Better. Yeah, so I'd probably just get rid of those just because they're distracting down there, and then, you know, grade it as you would normally. Yeah. But yeah, just to clean it up, I think. But otherwise, yeah, you're good to go. Yeah. Actually, is it that added reflection in there? That's funny, man. But yeah, beautiful shot. Love the colors, gorgeous colors. Yeah, you're really nice. Yeah, really nice. Yeah. But you can see about that background, right? I mean, you could probably get away with darkening the whole thing back down now, but yeah, just evening it out a little bit. But yeah, beautiful shot. Yeah, I love it. And these are a bunch of lights here that I'm not super familiar with. Obviously the Pavo tubes I am. But these ones, you talk about zero flicker and that sort of thing. I mean, were you shooting video? Was that something that was a bit of interest to you? Yeah. Photoshop has a new healing tool that probably buzz those lights. We're in here. Oh, I'm using the wrong one then. The remove tool? Oh, this thing. Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah, I did a lot better. Yeah, nice. Good shout. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah, nice. Good shout, guys. Look at that. Job done. Like it. Hey, together, we did it. Just had to remove and blend. Oh, is that what you do? So in that pool, you would just write in that box, remove and blend, and is that what you mean? Yeah. Kelvin from Riff Labs is a new Norwegian lights aimed at high-end cinema. Okay, those two lights I used cost £2.5 each. Yeah. There is, yeah, it is kind of funny because I mean, as you guys know, I work with Rotolight and that sort of thing, and and look, their lights aren't cheap. I mean, I think they're good quality lights. You spending £1,000 on a light is a lot of money. But I was doing a gig for Panavision, and it got the Panelux lights down there, and it was like 15 grand a panel, and it's like, yeah, there are scales to it, right? So I do agree with you though, Kai, that some of the cinema lights can be very expensive. Yeah, I just asked him if I could borrow lights for free for the record. Yeah, sure. I mean, like, your secret's safe with us, Kai. Yeah, I didn't see anything. Yeah. Oh, sweet man, Brady. Yeah, here's mine. Says a cross between Photoshop, Photoshoot, Photoshop, and AI. I used all three mediums. It wasn't easy. Nice. Hey, look. I mean, these tools are here for us to play with and experiment with, and I think it's the same with anything, right? You can do light painting, you can do HDR, you can do AI stuff in Photoshop. It doesn't mean that you have to hang your coat on it forevermore. I think, like I was saying to Brett earlier on, he was trying like super close up macro shots almost of the human face. It's about trying new things and learning different aspects that could be used elsewhere further down the line. It doesn't mean that Brett is always going to take abstract macros of the face. No, doesn't mean that he may have a stronger understanding of what angles work in future compositionally. Yeah, maybe. So I think, yeah, these tools are all here to play with and experiment with, and I don't care people using AI as long as they're honest about it. It winds me up when people post photographs that are clearly using AI and kind of like keeping it hidden. I just think it's a bit shitty, really. But yeah, this is really good. Like in terms of execution, like, you've nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Like, this is clean. You've added this flawlessly. This is all clean. Like the toning, even just down to simply you making sure the skin tone of the body is all the same tone. Super clean, really nice. Like the color balancing of all the pinks and blues are all the same, nice and clean. Like, this is well executed stuff, man. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah. Are you still here, Brett? Yeah. It is an ace image, Paul. I agree. Paul, I agree. Yeah. I did see a Man Ray exhibition in Europe. That's what did it to you. Yeah. I mean, that's right. Yeah. Like, we got to go out and take on new inputs. Like, try new things. Take on new things. Be inspired by something, and then implementing it, like, you are going to learn something new. Yeah, you're going to learn something new. But yeah, like, it's absolutely fine to share that, and I'm glad you did. Yeah, glad you did share it. What on earth, Paul? I've not shot much recently, so here's some dance photos shot with 2 strip boxes left and right, and then some fill from the front. So what are you doing here then, Paul? So are you like, he obviously is just falling on the ground and you're just capturing him like that, or is he suspended and you've edited it out, or what are you, how are you doing this, or is there a box here and then you're just editing out the box, or kind of cool. But I mean, lighting wise, like the strip lights and that sort of thing, nice, clean, edge lights all the way up here, nice. Obviously it falls off a bit down here, but again, like, you need some proper jumbo modifiers to do that really, really well. But yeah, it's looking good. Just watch the redness on the skin here. This can happen when we sort of like punch up the, like, almost like the HDRing high pass. It looks like you're using high pass filters on your images here. So what can happen is that whenever we like kind of sharpen something, it simultaneously adds contrast, which simultaneously adds saturation, which can bring out some of these weird colors in the skin. So like, we can, I don't know whether this will work here. So you can kind of get rid of some of this redness, right? Let's have a look. So if you didn't know, it's just a new layer, and I've just changed this layer's blend mode to color. Okay, and then I've just picked a color that I liked skin wise, and then yeah, just to quickly show us, right, so we've got that masked out, and then we can come in here and we kind of want to just hold down the option key, which separates these, which will feather out the shadows in a lot of these. Same on the you're looking up here on the highlights. So this can help just to even out the like tonality on the skin. So down here it feels a bit yellowy, up here it feels a bit red. So this you might not be able to see it on stream, but this can help like with some of the redness in here and some of the yellowness down there. It just, yeah, you can see that, especially on the ear and stuff around there. You can see where it just cleans up the tone a little bit. You may need to do that a couple of times, but it can certainly help. Same on the feet down there as well, right? Yeah. But yeah, just something to watch out for. But yeah, really, really cool. Nice. Hey, no worries, Kai. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, we are going to wrap this up now as well. Yeah. Brady needs to try the Honoric feature on the cyberpunk image. The Honoric filter. Have a look at that, Jamie. Yeah, I've not heard of that. Yeah. The first, no editing out of anything. He falls over each time. Does he? Fair play to him. Christ. Young people, man. Love that shit. I have an action for getting rid of. Oh yeah, he's doing newborns. Yeah, action. Yeah, exactly. Newborns with redness is a nightmare. Yeah. I'd rather an image in the post to the post of Brady's image. Did you? Oh, okay. Right, guys, we're gonna start wrapping this up. This is the longest stream I've ever done, 3 hours, because reasons, for whatever reason. Yeah. What? Oh, you've added an image. Where's Brady's then? Brady's image on rectangle quickly didn't mask away. Oh, I see. Just adding. That's what you meant by these glows. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Where's his original? Okay. Yeah. I can see that. Just give it a little bit more atmosphere back there. But yeah, I mean, you're right. You could spend a little bit more time masking. That's cool though. Okay. Honoric. I'll have a look at that. Yeah, nice one, Jamie. Okay. Yeah, right then, guys, we're going to start wrapping this up. But yeah, thank you so much for everybody tuned in tonight, and obviously, especially huge thanks to those of you that submitted an image for us to go through. Hopefully, somebody learned something in here. It was a good chat, good conversation tonight. If you want to continue any, further learning online with me, don't forget we've got the mentoring sessions that I do there, as well as my online workshops. I've still done a bunch of those, which is good. Always enjoy doing those for you guys. Got a few more coming up. To check those out, all my workshops available online no matter where you're based, so check out some of those. Okay, I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it, guys. Yeah, unless there's anything else I didn't cover. Gave you some free presets, talked about a bunch of kit. Yeah, got a lot done tonight, guys. A lot done, a lot of good conversations, a lot of good ideas coming out of it. Love it. So yeah, I think we'll call it there. Thanks again. No worries, Miriam. Take care. Yeah, thanks for everybody who tuned in, and I shall catch you again in the next one. 2 weeks, hopefully. Yeah. Okay, guys, stay safe. Speak to you then. Bye.